Welcome back to Flavored Enemy Tales of Ettore, episode 31, Rebirth. Inoki, you see Nito running up to you. Nito, you see Inoki over near the weird doors that you remember had something to do with Drian. However, you've been a little concerned because it's been 3 days since you saw Inoki, and you're all supposed to leave tomorrow to go to the mountain where that burial ground is, where Frosthammer's supposed to be buried, the first Frosthammer, alongside the circlet of ice. Supposed to leave tomorrow, and you're just now seeing Inoki. For a brief second, you thought you saw Glisse too, but it must have been some kind of shadow or something, because the minute you started getting closer, it's just Inoki.
Inoki, darling, where have you? We're leaving in like less than a day. You haven't packed anything. Like, I know you usually travel light, but this is a little ridiculous. Like, I've got your snackle box set up so that way you don't have to, steal mine again. But I didn't know what clothes you were looking for. I don't know. I know you usually dress, a little bit lighter, so that way you have all of your movement and everything like that. But it is going to be rather cold. Are you sure you don't want, like, a jacket, a hoodie, something? Some sort of scarf, at least?
No. I'm fine. I've got a scarf thing covered. But wait. It's been 3 days, but it's barely only even been one. Like, how? Okay, this is not important. I gotta tell you.
No, it's been 3 days.
That sounds fake. I gotta tell you though. I met some weird spacey people, and I forgot what they're called, but I told them Solus is a bitch, and then I made a deal. And then we went to another planet. And wait a second.
Inoki, Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Just called Solus a bitch.
Technically, I called Solus a punk bitch. And it's gonna be a 22 for that con save.
All right. You are now blinded for the next minute, as the sun just immediately catches your eye, and you just can't see shit for the next minute. It's white.
Get for
over here. Where are you? I'm over here, Inoki. Can we please focus? Can you look at me and focus? I know. Are you okay? You're starting.
I'm not okay.
And now, I'm gonna put my back of my hand to their forehead and see like they're running a fever or something.
Make a medicine check.
Okay. The dirtiest of 20s.
Two things immediately stick out to you. One, they feel really cold. Really cold. Like, similar to how...
Colder than they should have, Skaldarin?
Like, similar to how when somebody goes through an extremely quick temperature change, like getting in and out of the water, that same, like, immediate drop in temperature. The second thing that sticks out to you is they're very dry. It's like they suck the moisture out of your hand as soon as you put your hand there.
Darling, you're cold and very unmoist. We need to... When's the last time you took a shower?
I don't remember. You said it's been 3 days, but I only feel like it's been
Now.
1 day. No, hold on. I gotta tell you. No, you're not listening. I was just in a desert on another planet. Nito, listen to me. I met my mother.
In 3 days?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you. I met my
No,
mother.
you were telling me about space.
I know, but that's the thing, though.
Yes.
It was a
Well,
weird...
Tell me all about your mother from the bathtub. Go.
No, I need you to listen to me.
Okay, well, darling, I need you to take a bath because You're cold, you're unmoist, and honestly, you kind of smell like week old cheese.
I do not either smell like week old cheese. I need I need you to listen, okay? I made a deal with a couple of spacey people, and I went to another planet. I can do it again.
Marlene, you've been gone for 3 days. Are you sure you're feeling well?
Yes, I feel fine.
How did you go to another planet and get back in 3? That's not possible.
I'm telling you, it is possible. I did it. Glisse did it. Except where is Glisse?
You
He's
look,
not here.
you look around and you see only other person that you see around is you see a shirtless Trover chopping wood with their bare hands, like using a karate chop to split the wood in order for the fire inside. She's completely shirtless right now, and it is like negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit out. Just for y'all's knowledge.
Nito, what is Trover doing over there exactly?
His job. And right now, your job is to go take a bath.
No, I need you to tell.
Yes.
I need to tell you what happened.
Okay, you can tell me about it from the tub. I'm just gonna grab Inoki. And carry them over to the tub.
Inoki, do you resist?
I half-heartedly resist because I'm too distracted. By
All right, so I
processing
need you
what
to make.
happened.
I need you to make a grapple check, Nito, and
Is that an attack roll or athletics?
athletics. And Inoki, you're going to make a dex saving throw at disadvantage. Trying to
22 for the athletics check.
Oh no! Oh, that's a nat
Is that
one.
a nat 1?
That's a nat one.
You immediately get Inoki completely over your shoulder, just like arm clenched around the back of the thighs, just
Come
full
on.
on carrying him.
Okay, fine. I'll go, but I need you to listen, and I need you to not interrupt. Okay? I've got some really important things that I have to tell you. Like, for instance, the fact.
When's the last time you've eaten?
I ate my mom made food. I ate with my mom,
When?
my sister, and Glisse.
You keep talking about Glisse. Glisse's been gone for like 3 days as well. We haven't seen her since everybody else got here. She kind of just got here and then disappeared.
Yeah, we went to this funky little space, made a couple of deals, ended up on another planet. My mother
Made deals with who?
Okay, so my great grandparents.
You just met like all of your family?
Not exactly. Okay, so how to explain it? So we were in this cave. The one that the cave that we were in when we first encountered Doranzer.
The one that didn't have the food? Mummy guy! Oh shit, we need to check up on him. It's been years. He's probably kind of lonely.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine.
Let's say hi to the mummy guy. Did you talk to him?
He wasn't there. It was that cave, but it wasn't
Insight
that
check.
cave.
Go ahead and roll an insight check, Nito.
That's a natural 20.
You know Inoki thoroughly. To the depths of both of your beings, you understand each other on a frequency where when one of you resonates, the other one mimics, to where you all are completely and intuitively aware of each other. The truth, the lies, the hidden meanings and messages behind certain things, expressions, and different little aspects of each other. Not only is Inoki being completely honest with you, Inoki also feels the need, from what you can tell, feels the need that this is a conversation that cannot wait. Not even 15 seconds. It needs to happen now.
I will set Inoki into the tub. Get some hot water to make sure that it's, they're a little bit cold, so we'll get some hot water going. And then kind of next to it, I'll start, cooking up some soup or something, but I'm listening. Okay, yes, tell me all about your family. You haven't told me much about them in the past, over the last couple of years. I didn't think you really liked them. You always kind of deflect the subject when, I've brought up meeting my family, but whenever I talk about meeting yours, you always just kind of shrug it off.
That's because I didn't have a family before yesterday, or 3 days ago, or whenever it was. I thought they were dead. They're not dead. That's what's great. And okay, so here's what happened. So there was the cave, and there was Glissé, and we went and checked it out, and it was all weird, and did some stuff that was weird. I don't know. It was Drane's place. Maybe he would know more about what exactly happened with it. That's not really my thing. But we met. Oh, I really wish I could remember their names. But the serpents.
You don't remember your own family's name.
No, listen. Okay, so I met. So you know how we met Solus, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we met his parents, and you know how.
Would Nito know who that is? I don't think he knows that much about.
Make a history check.
I'm gonna make it with disadvantage because I don't think Nito really looks. That's not really stuff that he is. Yeah, 5.
No idea.
Nito's just kind of like nodding his head. Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, sure, huh?
Okay, so I met Solus's parents, whose names I cannot remember. And okay, so you know how I met the Quiet when we went to the Celestial Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
So turns out, so the Quiet is their granddaughter. And
So you met your grandma up in the mountains.
Great grandmother? Oh no, you mean the Quiet? No.
Yeah.
The Quiet. You could say the.
Oh, it's your grandma?
No, the Quiet is my aunt. Because it turns out that my mom is also their granddaughter.
Who's your mom then? Is she one of the Palinarum? Is she? Which Palinarum is it? Is it the Awkward? Please let it be the Awkward. Or
no.
Clarity? Who?
My mother is Sekhmet. She's a goddess of another planet. This planet that we went to. And
Nito, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw. real quick.
Yeah. 17? That's the third 16 I've rolled on the die.
You're dating an alien. That's the first thing that pops in your head.
Holy shit. So you're not from Vittore.
No, I'm definitely from Vittore.
Nito just starts doing a dance in the kitchen. I'm dating an alien. I'm dating an alien. I'm dating an alien.
I'm just utterly speechless, staring at Nito. I'm not an alien! No, my mom says I was born here on Vittore. My dad was a very bold, smooth-talking human.
You're not Vittore.
No, I am. That's the thing. I'm from Vittore, but a few centuries back. My mom is from another planet. I'm from here. Here-ish.
What do you mean, ish?
Well, Okay, so... Oh, God, do we even have time for me to go into all this? Okay, what really matters is, Glisse and I, we got these new powers. She got this really cool weapon that was made from space? From space!
Oi, Nido. I'm going to start preparing some dinner. Rabbit stew. Is Noki?
I've already got the base started.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'll get that started right away. Is
could you do me
Noki
a
back
favor
yet?
though? Inoki's back, but could you do me a favor? Could you grab some fresh clothes? I kind of threw them in the bath with all the clothes on.
All right. I'll go ahead and get that started. The black button up in Noki.
The what?
The black button-up shirt. Is that the one that you like?
Oh, yeah, sure. I haven't worn that in a while. That'll work.
All right. I'll go ahead and get that started.
And grab some boots for Nikita.
You want the little booties for Nikita?
Little booties. Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and get those things.
Thank you, love.
Of course.
Okay, so we got these really cool powers after making a deal. Still kind of a little sus, but it's already happened.
So you're a superhero.
And no.
You're from another planet and you have superpowers. You're a superhero.
I'm not from another planet. I told you I was born on Vittore. It's my mom.
And your dad that are from another planet.
My dad is from Vittore. I don't know where in Vittore because I still have so many questions. You know my dagger, right, Svetsia? So there's a purple one. And I can use it. I can use it.
I've seen the purple dagger before, right?
Yes, you have.
Yes, darling. I know about the purple dagger and the green dagger, right?
Yeah, the green dagger is mine. That's Svetsia. But
and so is the purple one. Like you, and then you made a purple one appear out of it.
Well, yes, but no. I actually summoned that from another planet. That's my sister's dagger.
Anoki, you gonna try to do it again?
Absolutely, I'm gonna try and do it again.
All right. So you reach and you feel that pull from your middle finger as you kind of pull through that barrier, and you feel the dagger surge into your hand. As you can see, that is currently has what looks to be about 6 feet of intestine that it's stabbed through right now. You're now holding the intestine on the dagger.
Oh, sick.
Um,
It looks like Zaro was killing something. I hope she's okay.
Inoki, love, I don't... We're gonna need to refill your bathwater.
No, it's fine. Look, here, I'll return it. The intestine will go with it. It'll be fine. I just realized I've never actually attempted to return the dagger, so can I attempt that?
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Hey, that's good. That's going to be a 16.
All right, so you kind of just pull at that same barrier again and throw it, and the dagger and the intestine disappear. But there's still a blood splatter on the wall on the opposite side of the bathtub now.
See, it's fine. Dagger gone, intestine gone.
Nikita, clean up side wall.
Yes, right on it, Nido Parent. As you see Nikita come in and just start licking the wall.
Nikita, that's from another planet. I don't think that's a good idea.
It'll be fine.
Yes. It is, as you say, Inoki Parent, it is quite spicy.
So it's got out of this world flavor.
I need you to take 1 psychic damage, please.
It's worth it.
I'm about to walk into their bedroom and steal their microphone.
It's alright.
Alright, so what are you two doing?
I'm just gonna finish preparing the broth base for the rabbit stew.
You see that the clothes are nice, neat, and pressed, and sitting on the edge of the bed alongside a towel and some furs to warm up.
I've just submerged myself in the bath, finally giving up for now. Just little cat ears, the only thing above the line of water for a minute.
All right. And then Callie, Trover, Aurora, all three of you are caught up, and you see Briar just now reappearing, having been sent back thanks to Maya in a rather expeditious way. You see Briar reappearing in the cold. Briar, there's that temperature shift from the beautiful 70 degrees Fahrenheit that is Douglas to the -40 in Scaldarin. What do you do as you reappear and you see Aurora, Callie, and Trover waiting there for you?
Is Trover still shirtless?
Trover is still shirtless.
But, well, hello everyone. It's good to be back, I suppose. And, delivery went well. Willow is a healthy changeling. They haven't decided on an eye color yet, so that's quite fun. Is there a fire nearby?
There's one inside that I'm splitting wood for. He just rips a stick of wood in half with his hands while still shirtless.
You see, you're getting the fire all nice and warm inside Nito, Revda, and Inoki's home, where you all get ready to have dinner before the setting out tomorrow. The rest of the crew had left early this morning in order to start heading towards the first lead on taking down these lieutenants. So it's just you all meeting inside the house here shortly before having some dinner and figuring out what to do. So it's only about 300 feet away to get into that house.
Yeah, I'll head into the house and all right, well, I suppose we've got a lot of work ahead of us, some more mountains to climb. Gamoni will be with us shortly, but understandably wanted to spend a few extra moments with our child.
Absolutely. We should be able to take care of all this with ourselves, just the same. Although Gamoni will be missed, I'm glad everything went okay.
Yes, it was quite the feat. But with the help of the doll, I suppose we all managed. It was the child is already larger than me.
I bet that made swaddling a little bit hard, huh?
It was a challenge, to be sure.
Well,
it's been a while since I've done that.
why don't we all get inside? Callie, you look absolutely blue in the face right now. Let's get you inside and warmed up.
I don't know what you mean. I'm fine. Everything's great out here in the cold. It's fine.
You know you could always drink from this, and he pulls out a silver.
No. We made this mistake already.
Into the snow.
I will not be tensor floating discs Callie through the mountains. So, let's all get inside, warm up. Revna said that she was just finishing up with the stew, and we can figure everything out from there. Callie, has Dio eaten already?
I don't know. Dio?
Yeah.
Did you find something out here?
I sure did. Yeah, it was cute and long and white and weaselly.
Okay. He's good.
It's not cute anymore, but...
Okay. He's good.
Alright, so you all start meandering inside. You see Inoki's still wet hair and wet ears, but finished getting dressed, and Nito's there helping finish the dinner with Revna. And you can see Little Moore is currently playing with a wood-carved Ironbjorn, and some wood-carved figurines of Andromeda and Novatori.
I suppose our friends have already figured out what they needed to from the rest of the Ganid about finishing off the Shiathan and have begun their journey then?
Yes. You're asking about the rest of Andromeda and Novatori?
Yeah, our friends.
Yes, they headed out this morning.
Right.
Are you all right, Briar?
Lot on my mind, if I'm being honest.
I imagine so.
It's already harder than I thought it was going to be. And I didn't think it was going to be easy.
Yes, I honestly don't know what I'd do if I was a parent. Probably fuck it up. Although I'm sure you won't.
Oh, that too. I was thinking more of just the separation.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose in some ways I've already messed it up by not being there, but also, if I was there, then I mean, I guess I'm not absolutely irreplaceable, but
Well,
we have to save the world, don't we?
Let's just kick some ass quickly, and we can get to our families, huh?
Well,
Indeed.
Brian, being there for its birth is definitely more than some people have had. And even though my first child goes most likely dead, all you can do is do your best and try, and hopefully, like Aurora said, we can get you there as quickly as possible.
Yes, indeed, and well, again, we are doing this so that there's a world for our children to come back to. I suppose in some ways they may have already been born in previous circles, and previous versions of us have already failed to save their time, so... But they failed so that we may succeed upon their footsteps, right?
Trover's gonna smile, put on his vest that doesn't button, his Makuito, and this new obsidian curved sword onto his back. That's right.
Well, Inoki, we've been rather worried about you, and Glissé, we haven't seen you in quite a few days. Is everything all right? Just need some time?
Yeah, everything is fine. We went to this cave and we met a couple of really powerful people and made a couple of deals and then we're on another planet and I met my mom and then I met my sister. Well, technically I met my sister and then my mom. And then we fought this giant thing and then we killed it. And then my sister found out that Glissé was this thing, was like, y'all gotta go now, but they agreed that they would come and meet you. They agreed they'd come and meet you. Nito. Do you want to meet my sister?
Nito walks in carrying like a giant pot of stew, like the size of his torso.
I'm sorry. Did you mention going to another world?
Yeah, they were talking about this while they were in the tub.
Brian,
yeah.
You are fully aware of the greater universe as is Mare. That is part of the research that happened inside Skyward.
Okay.
You don't know all the details, but you're aware that it exists. So this isn't
New.
This isn't new information, but Inoki, having been there, is a font of new information.
So you've been beyond Vittore. That means that the greater universe is. Well, I simply must know everything.
Oh yeah. Also, apparently, they said something about meeting Solus's grandmother or something like that.
No, it was Solus's parents.
Oh, Zor and the Void Between.
Yes, that's their names.
Of all the universe.
Yeah, we met Zor and the Void. We met Zor and the Void, and it was. I mean, it was
probably quite intimidating.
Well, I mean,
not as intimidating as you think.
Not exactly. It was fascinating, but I wouldn't have called it. I wouldn't have called it intimidating. But Glissé and I, we made deals, and Glissé got a really cool weapon that's made out of like stars or something.
You made deals with the Void Between and with Zor.
Yeah, well,
wait, are you like a warlock now?
No. I'm not a warlock.
No. There's mentions of it in the literature, but it is not like. Frankly, I wondered if they were merely rumors. Which one did you make your deal with?
The Void. Zor wasn't interested in me.
So that would make you one of the. If I got this right, and I probably will pull out a book and start flipping through it, that makes you one of the Void Chosen.
Yeah.
Being a particularly excellent power that has the capability to protect and destroy entire planets.
At this point, Nito just takes a ladle and points it right at Inoki. See? I told you were an alien.
I'm not an alien.
Inoki's a superhero.
Very decidedly not an alien. They are sort of local protectors.
And a superhero.
Or destroyers.
Superhero.
Superhero might be an appropriate term.
Told you.
There is nothing super about me. And hero is a bit of a stretch.
If the legends are true, there is plenty things that are super about you. In either case, having one on our side will be an incredible boon in the upcoming conflict.
Wait, you said Glissé was there. Did they make a deal with the Void?
Yes, this is also very important.
No, Glissé did not make a deal with the Void. In fact, Glissé made a deal with Zor.
Zor.
Yeah.
So in the same literature, there makes mention of an equally powerful being known as a quark. These quarks are equal in every way to the Void Chosen, but chosen by Zor. It's mixed. It gets really fuzzy beyond the fact that they are incredibly powerful, and no one has ever seen one on Vittore, at least none that we can confirm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so while they weren't really intimidating, they did that weird thing that really powerful people do where they don't make a whole lot of sense, and the more they explain, the less sense they make. And it it was
Oh, is
weird.
this one of those things that they do in books where it'll make sense in like the last chapter?
Probably, I don't know, but I vaguely remember. So
I
like
always hate those stories.
the void said something about how it's been a while since they've chosen anyone.
It's been a
So there
while.
are individuals that have walked this planet before.
Yeah. So
Certainly,
That's
some of our
interesting
legends.
information.
Certainly, some of our legends have captured their stories, though they may not have known precisely who they are. I'll have to return to Skyward when I get a chance and start digging with this new lead. I might be able to point myself in a better direction.
yeah. So anyway, my sister found out that Glisse was one of these quirks, and she said that we had to go like immediately. And I still have so many questions for them, but it's okay because she promised. Zara promised that she would come and see us.
Your sister had an issue with Glisse being Quark?
Yeah, because my sister is like me, and I guess the quarks don't
Are,
get along very
are
well.
quirks evil?
Breyer is writing this down like it appears that the Void Chosen may have an inherent conflict with the Quarks. This is uncertain.
Did you try to stab somebody again?
Not someone. I helped kill a monster type of thing, but no. I guess Zara met a quark before,
Well, at least you didn't
and
throw your dagger this time, I guess.
correct. I did not throw it. Well, no. Actually, I didn't. I didn't throw it.
And you say that your sister Zara was the name, right? Say that there was some kind of issue. I mean, do we have anything to worry? I mean, Glisse's been friends for very long, but they have made rather risky choices. Is this something that we have to worry about?
No,
I hate to be that person,
no.
but
You've got the wrong idea. Glisse is fine. Glisse is a friend, still a friend. It's just I didn't get all of the information because we had to leave so suddenly. But Zara said that it's not always a good thing when quarks are around. Something. I don't know, it didn't fully make sense. I didn't get to ask more questions. But, that's okay because we can actually talk to my sister and try and get a little more
How
information.
can we talk to her if she's on
Yes,
another
this
planet?
would be.
By the way, are any of you going to have this stew? It's going to get cold.
Oh, my apologies.
Trover is already eating some.
Brian, as you see, Aurora's kind of sanctioning out some stew for her. Is there any? Do you remember when you were up in the library? If there was, did you read all the books on this matter? Is that something that you looked through thoroughly, or is this something you came across? Could there potentially be more?
This is something I came across. My primary research topics were how to deal with Marcus Demon and research regarding these artifacts and the thrones, as well as some tangential research into soul storage and separate personalities. I was hoping to help Drian, but they beat me to the punch, so to speak. So I came across it when studying that material, but it didn't seem to directly connect, and there seemed to be sparse information on the matter, so I did not pursue that direction for very long.
Perhaps it is worth then a second look through when we have the time.
Certainly,
I don't mean to sound skeptical, Inoki, but there's, so many unknown variables, and with the power that you're suggesting, that's something beyond even Marcus Demon or even Doranzor, where that's something we have to be aware of, especially, after we secure this piece. Glisse could be controlled or puppeted. Same with you, and I'd hate to see that happen to my two friends. So
Okay.
you could understand why I think that we need to make sure that we at least know what we're dealing with, right?
Listen. Are you listening? This is really important. You can trust Glisse, okay? Glisse had my back. I had Glisse's back when we were on this other planet with its weird name that makes no sense whatsoever. Where my mom is from and where my sister is from. And it's fine. And these powers, they're great. We fine.
No one's debating that. Simply Zor and the Void Between are very enigmatic beings in and of themselves. We understand them to be the progenitors of all of creation, but that is itself a grand philosophy, so this is just something we simply don't know much about. And it's not that we don't trust Glisse per se, we just don't necessarily have enough knowledge to be comfortable regarding this new...
Is per se Glisse's last name? Oh, is it like one of those cool rhyming names?
Ryer just pinches his nose.
So, Enoki, to put it kind of simply, if there was a dragon flying overhead of your hometown, would you not want to research into legends about dragons to see whether or not this dragon would be friend or foe?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I do kind of already know a dragon. I could just ask him.
Yes, well, that's the thing, is we need to find the necessary information so we have all the details, so we know what we're dealing with. That's not a judgment against you or Glisse. That's a judgment against dealing with powers that we don't understand. As someone who's done this and fallen for these mistakes, I'd hate to see it happen to one of my friends.
Okay. Fine, but it's... You know what? Fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Okay.
There's an extremely loud knock at the door. One singular knock.
While that goes off,
Are you expecting anyone, Revna?
I rolled a 16 because I don't have plus deception. Trover's gonna blatantly act like he's not lying. We go, who's Zor?
No, I'm not expecting anyone. Nito. You see Revna just drops to that really serious tone.
What's wrong, my love?
Somebody get the door.
You see she's holding her great axe that she picked up out of the corner of the room.
How about I get it, Revna, so that way you can strike over my head?
Alright.
Trover walks the door.
He's gonna pull his bow and ready a shot.
My press ball's already drawn. And
Trover just throws the door open while having the sword still on his back, just
roll for
waiting.
initiative.
My sword is glowing because it is nighttime, right?
It is. Your sword is glowing.
It's a 7 for me.
7 for me as well. I have a 16 dexterity.
I do too.
I got a 4 with a nat 1. Hopefully
Nat-
that's the only one.
Totally. I not won my insight to see if Trevor was lying, so.
Revna's got a 17.
I've got a dirty 20.
And okay.
Man, Enoki's been rolling really... I don't know how last session went, but Enoki's been rolling really well since the last fight we did at the final fight.
You should be really happy, and Enoki rolled really well here. As the door swings open, Enoki, you're the first person to react as you see Zara standing there holding a small basket.
Zara!
And everyone's getting ready to strike.
No.
Enoki, you know this person?
Yeah, this person is my sister. I'm gonna run up to Zara and hug her.
You can see that she is just shivering. Hi, Enoki.
Best get out of your way.
And Trover steps to the side.
Are you just in between this hug? Like, at knee level?
You see, you see. Just for clarification purposes, yes, Nito, you are in the middle of this hug.
No, not me, Trover.
Oh, wait, Trover. Yeah, Trover's just like in the middle of this knee hug, the knee high hug right now. Where's I?
He squeezes out. That was uncomfortable, and he carefully closes the doors. He kind of pushes both of them inside.
So,
and then where's it at? Come on. Hold on 1 second. For your knowledge, this is what Zara's wearing right now. So she is just shivering right now. And it's warm?
by the looks of your attire, you seem to come from a desert climate.
Yeah. I saw like it looked like sand. What is this?
It's
That's
cold
snow. Here, drink from this flask.
Oh no! No! Do not give the Earthlings black strap.
It's fine. It's alcohol. It'll warm her right up.
She gets inside. The door closes. She's like, thanks. And she takes it and she knocks it back and kills the whole thing. And hands it back to you. Yeah, you're right.
This has an enchant to refill.
Zara, being the venomous dagger, has immunity to all poisons in the poison condition.
Oh, that's okay. That's fair. Well, quite impressive already. I hear you are. Briar has an open notebook with a quill, so I hear you are what they call a void chosen.
Yeah, that's me. Here. You must be Nito. As she looks over at you, Nito. Inoki told me a lot about you. I wasn't sure what to do to say hi, but here. And she brings you the gift basket, and you can see that it's filled with abundantly beautiful clay pots and beautifully crafted vases, and there's also rolls of silks and fine textiles. There's also hand braided silk ropes and all kinds of stuff like that. I figured it's good for the basic stuff from my planet for y'all.
What was the name of this planet again?
Yeah, that was my question.
Oh, Earth. I'm from Earth.
Is that spelled with a U?
Yeah, it's yeah, that's definitely like an urn, so it's definitely a U. Yeah, is that URTH?
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, it is.
All right.
See,
Earthlings seem to speak common.
Actually, no. It's one of the abilities of the Void Chosen. We can be understood by those who we're speaking to at all times.
Scratches out, writes furiously. Void Chosen have an inherent translator. Now, can you please
You're
describe...
an alien, right?
I don't know if that term is quite seems quite disrespectful, Nito. They are a visitor to our planet.
From another planet. That's an
so
alien.
while everyone is arguing,
but
I'm just going to drag
they're-
Zara over to the fire so she can warm up a little faster.
Rover's
I think-
helping you.
I think the term immigrant would be or would be more
She's not
appropriate.
moving here, is she? Are you gonna move here? Are you gonna live here? Are you gonna move in with us?
No, I have a place to protect. Speaking of which, Inoki, I was surprised to find there was no resistance at all. No, did you not put your barrier up when you came
Yeah,
back?
that's
Barrier.
the thing. You kind of kicked Glisse and I off your world before we could figure out how that worked.
Oh, let me teach you real quick. She kind of grabs her ring finger. So, this finger is going to be to access your barriers, The middle finger here is to access your star stripes. And then the forefinger here is going to be the one that you're going to use in order to... how do I explain this? Pierce other barriers. Like when there's a lot of them, sometimes you have to like drive through the barrier. But here, as you see, she kind of extends her ring finger. You see her kind of thrust it forward and flick it up. Just like that. Go ahead.
Whoa, okay. So I'm going to do exactly as she described, but with
As soon as you do,
confidence.
As soon as you do, it feels like a layer of your skin kind of lifting up off of you and shooting out extremely far, as you can feel that slight cold tinge to your body, like you're feeling the entirety of the astral sea around Vittore.
I'm just gonna shiver a little bit. Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It doesn't get normal.
okay. I will try and keep that in mind. Now, before you freak out, Glisse is actually not here right now. But I promise that's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's okay.
Okay.
I
mean,
have so many questions about that. First of all, can you explain to me exactly the process of how you became this Void Chosen?
Oh, who are you asking?
Both of you.
that's a tough story. She kind of looks around, kind of looks at you almost pleadingly, Inoki.
Would you say it is a unique experience for each person?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because when I agreed with the Void, when we made our deal, like it was, for the most part, it was a really quick thing. Like, I was told that I could be provided with the answers that I wanted, and I got them more or less. And Glisse, it was a longer conversation with Glisse, but that's not my story to tell. So I feel like it's different from person to person. But I don't know. Like I said, the Void Between said it's been a while, but I wonder exactly how long it's been, because my mom says that I was born like more than 3 centuries ago. So I don't know if it's been that long or longer.
Wait, are you telling me that my joyfriend is several centuries old?
Not
You always did like to go for older partners.
Not several, just 3. So some bad stuff happened when I was a kid, and my mom and I were running through the woods, trying to go meet with her friend Varix, and I was with Varix for like 300 years or so. Like 305 or something.
I did have some more information about that, by the way. Mom went and I guess talked to some people that she knew up in the Celestial Mountains. Because she wanted to let people know about you before you got there.
Okay.
The first and only Void Chosen before you was a person named Sardinodon, I guess, some kind of knight.
Sardinodon.
Oh yes,
Dino
that
guy?
makes so much sense.
I
There are legends to tell for years, centuries about this individual.
do I recognize the name?
Oh, why don't you make a history check?
Welch. That's going to be a 7.
You are not sure if it is your memory or Nito talking about someone called Dino Dan, but you remember the name.
Huh, that person sounds kind of familiar. Yeah. Okay. How long ago was that?
Before the end of the world of Valnora.
Yeah, I think it was 3,000 or 4,000 years ago.
Okay, so way before me. I don't suppose you know why we've been without one for so long, do you?
So, I don't know. Mom kind of like when she started talking to everybody about that, the conversation just kept going in circles.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? What is it to be a void chosen?
Oh, well, largely it's up to the void chosen. The primary thing is that we protect the planet that we're from. So we put up a barrier, and that barrier makes it impossible for anything that's not a void chosen or a quark to enter. So it protects it from all kinds of threats throughout Az's Mare. There's the exception of the celestial mountains and divine beings traveling from place to place, but that requires the permission of the divine beings of the home plane. So, that's not not an easy travel.
Speaking of quarks, now I know you don't necessarily like Glissé, but I mean
that's not it.
What's your beef with our friend Glissé?
We fought together, so do you trust Glissé?
I have no problems with Glissé, but I have to hold to the oath that I made about quarks and my planet and everything that I protect.
So if this is a planetary oath, not a void chosen oath.
Yes.
Still have no idea who this Azor person is.
The only quark that I ever let through was a man by the name of Nero. I let him through from this other planet, Palantir, I think it was, because he was looking for a new place to live. Something about his old planet was dying, and I took pity upon him. And he moved not too far away and rose up the ranks in power. And, well, when the place that he had called home started burning, and he did nothing, I knew he was no protector. So I took it upon myself. I went there, and I killed him. Absorbed all his essence and saved his people. And from then on, I had to make the agreement to not let quarks in. I can trust the void betweens choices and people. I can't trust Zor's. It has nothing to do with the people. It has to do with Zor.
And what do you know of Zor that makes them seem so problematic?
Yeah, again, no idea who Zor is.
Trover.
Everyone make an insight check on Trover, please.
Insight check, Trover.
Add advantage, please.
There are several times, and just
It's a recurring theme at this point.
At advantage, I got only a 14, unfortunately.
Nito's rolling
so
smart
it was a
today.
16, a 13, and
19
an 11.
over here.
Y'all know
Nito-
he's lying.
Nito's got a 23. Nito's clocking the shit out of that.
Trover, we are aware that you are fully familiar with the individual known as Zor, and we will have that conversation after we are finished with this one. But why do you have problem with Zor?
Well, they just said Zor made a bad choice with this Nero fella. Fella or lady or non, like Inoki here?
Fella, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
But Zor chooses people that are material, people that are of
Well, we're all made out of
Like that-
material.
people that care about material, whereas the void between chooses those who care about things like the concepts of family and life and love.
So
Those are the things.
Zor is more Zor is more Aristotelian, while Void Between is more Platonic.
Well, I can tell you Inoki definitely cares a lot about family, so that makes sense. Honestly, wouldn't shut up once they got back about their family.
As a
Oh,
fellow,
yeah,
as
you
a
wouldn't
fellow Void
believe
Chosen
me.
put it. As a fellow Void Chosen bard who put it to me, Zor is what you would call a material girl.
Oh my fucking
That's funny right there.
So
I don't get it.
Zor values those things which are concrete and tangible, whereas the void between values the esoteric and aesthetic.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Those are all
So-
certainly words.
So because of that, I can't trust Zor's choice in protectors. Because not all of them have an interest in protecting.
This is a curious thing.
I mean, you all make your own judgments, but like, does anything that I've said go against what you know of Glissé?
Honestly, I don't really know Glissé. We didn't hang out much.
Not particularly traveled with them either. I wouldn't say.
Trover spent time with Glissé, though. How do you feel about Glissé per se? That's their name, right? Glissé per se. They have this really cool rhyming name.
No, Nido per se is not Glissé.
Is their last name? Yes.
No, it is not Glissé's surname. Glissé's surname
That's what
is
you said earlier.
No, Briar is like turning red and holding.
Okay,
back.
but before we continue that, Glissé is a very interesting person. Unfortunately, they've had a lot of loss in their life. So, I don't know right now what they want.
It's not typical for Fearum to be particularly attached to materialistic things, but Glissé does not belong to a particular persuasion of Fearum, so I can't really speak for them. I suppose in either case,
Everybody here for your stew. Here's a little bit of mead.
they are our ally and have been for some time.
Oh shit! Thank you, Callie. Oh my god. So, Zara, was that your name?
Yes, Zara.
And Nito will go over to the baby and pick more up. You're like, well, say hi. This is, I guess, kind of your nephew.
Yeah? Oh. Hello, little one. Shoot, I don't have any dull daggers. Got a sharp
no,
one.
no, trust me, Revna, his mother, has already given him a battle axe. Like, weapons are...
Well, I'm glad to see that a proclivity for violence runs in the family.
Aurora,
Yeah, I don't know what that says about me.
Yes, Brian.
when I first retrieved Crestfall and heard word of both the chains of he who is chained below and the thrones, there was a particular element that has remained rather confuddling. The King of Demons did mention an astral threat from beyond our world. One he claimed only he could stop, but this barrier that Anoki has placed up and the two of you speak of could be an alternative. Or it could be part of what the Demon Lord was speaking of in the first place.
I imagine this is all part of it. I mean, you know better than I that, well, with all the circles that have been happening, that, well, things seem to be falling into place. Things are popping up and everything is lining up that we'll be able to actually do something. And the sheer fact that, one, this seems to be a step towards the end goal. 2, that this falls in line with everything we've been doing. And 3, that... Well... As I'm sure you remember, those bug creatures from...
Beyond the stars, yes.
We had all encountered them, at least some of you had, right?
Yes, and they came searching for, and Briar just sort of pats the bag of holding.
Which means that they're already here.
It is good and frankly serendipitous that we have one as our ally, 2 in fact.
Then I imagine that we'll probably need help to kick the ones off that are here, even with the barrier.
Do you know, I'm turning back to, remind me Noki's sister's name?
Zara.
Zara, that's what I was thinking. I was just about ready to mess up. And Zara,
Yes.
do you know of any other threats from beyond planets?
Yes, I'm aware of the Hallowed. Are you having a problem with them?
No, I'm unfamiliar. We've encountered only... Is this Hallowed some sort of insectoid creature?
No, they are... like a weird, starry, cosmic undead.
Oh, that actually doesn't sound too unfamiliar, but maybe a bit grander in scale.
Well, it's worrisome when they're led by a Quark who's able to, bring them all with him. But,
And have you ever encountered insectoid creatures? The ones we encountered, I believe, had a sort of burnt orange coloration to their eyes and whatnot. So we've also encountered parasites on the... I believe, Aurora, your team encountered a parasite on the back of the head of one Mr. Cadigan.
Oh, yes, there was that.
Oh, the one ghost cut, yes.
I, to be honest with you, I haven't starstrode much. Being the only void chosen of Earth, I don't get a chance to get out much. Only when the gods give me enough time. So, I haven't had much time to journey and help the other void chosen throughout Az's Mare, but some of the ones who have come to visit me have spoken of a warlike clan of beings that shot light. I think they said they were insectoids.
It sounds familiar to what we are. I'm bouncing around potential names for the creatures. Right now I'm working on starlings, but it sounds too much like a bird.
Yeah, we have those back on Earth. Starlings are a type of bird.
Oh. It's interesting how the universe sort of coalesces in these ways.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bear. We have bears.
That is an iron Bjorn, and they are much bigger than bears.
You're telling me that's not a full-grown one?
No, that's Nikita. Nikita's still a baby.
Ooh, that's your other nephew.
You see, the expression on Zara's face goes from "it's cute" to "dear God" to "what did you just say?"
He's about a third of the way to growth. Yeah, about a third. He's only like 4 years old. Like he's still he's a baby. Isn't that right, little Nikita? And I'll just like rub his head.
Yes, it is a
Who's the
very
cute little baby? Who's just the littlest, cutest baby boy?
It's
You
me.
are.
I am the cutest little babyest.
Yes, you are.
So, there's a lot we could get into about this. I'm really happy to meet y'all. I'm sorry I can't spend too much time. I do have a whole planet to protect, but I have been given tonight to be able to see you all. So, and you're all, provided that you can figure out a way to make it there, you all are more than welcome to get to come to Earth. Unless you're a Quark, then I'll have to kick you off. But you know, to me, none of you seem like you're having any kind of Quark-like powers. No one's swinging stars around here, right?
I have a moon sword.
Oh, we also did have we had like a gem that was a star?
I would prefer to keep that talked about as little as possible, as it is something that our enemies are hunting for.
She's family. She's not an enemy.
But we also just had an attack on this location, but 3 days ago.
Star gem? Are you telling me that you have?
It's a condensed source of energy, as if a star was crystallized in the form of a geode or a gemstone. We have it hidden away in a pocket dimension currently.
Yes, you have a cosmoline in your possession.
Cosmoline, yes. That, Briar writes that down as Avalon writes that down.
Is that spelled with a K or?
Cosmoline.
And then a Z, right?
No.
Koz.
You see that?
Cosmoline.
You see that Zara looks at you, Inoki, like, this one? This is the one you picked.
Yeah, this is the one that I picked, and
she doesn't say it. It's just that look.
just stare back at her like, what? Like, fight me.
Alright, so I have a cosmoline. What is a cosmoline, besides a powerful energy source?
Well, it's how to explain this? So when the void between and Zor started creating all of Az's mare, they had all these cosmolines, and they would throw them into the sky, and they would crack upon the ceiling of Az's mare. And when they did, they would rain down the stars, the planets, and that's what would form everything.
So this is a potential solar system.
Absolutely.
By the serpents, gods, and demons. Briar will write all of that information in the book of note sharing to Quincy.
Of course, not every system was born that way. Every place is different, but it is said that is how multiple systems were created. It was through this method. So some cosmolines lie throughout Az's mare, and they are extremely powerful. For one, it is said that cracking a cosmoline while in the astral sea causes you to be able to form and change that system to however you want them to be, creating you as God over all of that. You can see the Hallowed have been after one for quite some time, and I imagine you call them starlings. I really don't like that name, but
I think it's a terrible name, to be entirely honest.
I can imagine they're probably interested in it for the same reasons.
Honestly, it sounds like they're soaked in stars.
Star soaked, then.
So
I kind of like that
So
one.
these star folk want to become gods?
Star folk, also very good, frankly. Very neutral term. Star folk. I think they want to have power. Few things we should note. Under no circumstances can Donzo get a hold of these.
Oh, goodness, now.
definitely, but weren't we supposed to go up into the mountains and get a thing?
We're departing in the morning.
Well,
Oh, have a quest you all do, huh?
We've got to recover 2 artifacts of great importance so that we, having these artifacts spread among 7 members of our allies, that upon the death of a certain terrible being, we can ascend to 7 metaphorical thrones, after which point we will establish a order. It's very ambiguous still, the exact nature of this, but those 7 thrones must sit united, and then we must free a chained rage beneath the abyss in order to break a cycle of repeating destructive time circles, so that time does not
and
start
you
over
got one of the
again.
things. They're gonna sit on a throne. They're gonna be royalty.
And to think I was worried about fighting this crocodile demon when I get home.
Oh, if you have trouble with crocodiles, I can help you out with that.
Well,
I'm very good with water-based things. What you really want
same
to do
here.
is you want to make sure that you can get like a good grip around its maw. If you can keep that mouth closed, honestly, all the biting force is on the way down. It can't really open up its mouth, so just keep that mouth closed, and you're in the clear.
except for the one I'm fighting has hands and wields 2 kopeshes.
Well, yeah, all alligators have hands. I mean, they're little like floppy, but like.
No, like human hands.
Briar turns Callie, are you getting a drawing of that?
Well, then it's
Oh,
not
I'm
an alligator.
absolutely getting a drawing of this.
I'm working on the entry right now.
Yes. I am not looking forward to my fight with Ahmed, but
Then you
here
should
we are.
have you tried disarming him?
And no, I haven't yet.
And I mean that in both ways. Like, get the weapons out of their hands and then cut their arms off. It really.
Yeah, well, we could try. Maybe we can just cut off the arms and we'll be fine. But I wanted to bring up to you all, I mentioned it to Inoki, but I figure Inoki probably has the same proclivity as my mother, where, out of sight, out of mind. Should you all need my extra assistance in any fight, I can manage a few minutes to an hour, no more than an hour. But I can only manage it the one time because I've used up all the rest of my favors. So make sure you make it worth it when you call me.
Do you have a green dagger by chance?
No.
A purple one. Sorry, you have a purple dagger.
Yes, this is Noor. She kind of brandishes the dagger that's still bloodstained.
And I'm just gonna look at Inoki.
I told you. Can I do the knife thing again?
What kind of intestines are against the wall of my house right now?
Jackal?
Was that the same jackal? Was that the same jackal?
No, one of the underlings. I've been working my way up the
Fuck,
chain.
okay.
Well, at least Nikita had something that we know that they can eat. He was very hungry, and honestly, having a bear to clean up messes honestly makes it so much easier.
Well, like I said, if you all need me for a fight, feel free to ask Inoki to summon me. I can do my best to help out, but I won't be able to stay for long.
Now,
For your
question
knowledge as players, that means you would be able to summon Zara for one encounter, but you get to choose when that encounter is, and Inoki is the one that has to make the choice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Anoki's awesome. Ace in the hole.
Oh my god!
It's a pun!
Yes, they are.
We're gonna pretend like I did it on purpose. 100% on purpose.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
So, we
You
could
don't
talk.
by chance have any connection between what it means to be Void Chosen or a Quark and this story I've just told you, do you?
I'm afraid I don't. Every realm's stories are different. For example, on Earth, to be Void Chosen or to be Quark is to be bathed in tragedy. glad to hear that. Well, I can't even say that it's not the same here.
Tragedy here is not unfamiliar. That's why we're trying to do what we want to do. Our world has been subjected to an eternity of repeating circles of time without anything new, not making it must pass just even a few years in the future from where we are now. The world ends and starts again, and that cycle of time is growing thin and weak.
Have you figured out a way to stop it?
Hopefully by uniting the 7 individuals responsible for these thrones and freeing the unfortunately trapped demon of rage, we can snap these circles into a line. I hope your sibling and their newfound power, as well as our friend Glisse, can help us do that.
I hope so as well. If anyone's capable of making grand changes, it's the void chosen in the quarks, whether for good or evil.
Power corrupts. Let's hope not too much.
Hey, Zara, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Hey, we haven't really had a whole lot of time, and I don't know how much longer you can stay, but I've got some stuff I want to know. Can we chat over here for a bit?
Sure. And with that, we're gonna cut back to everyone as Inoki and Zara are talking. What are you all doing at the table as that's going on?
Trover's just eating, drinking, hoping everyone forgets about him.
Now, Trova, we do have to address your familiarity with Zor.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I put it as a footnote as I was writing. Circle back to Trover's familiarity with Zor.
Again.
And he looks at you with the most serious eyes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea, or you won't tell me.
Or there's another option.
I sort of look between Callie and Aurora. What other option?
I'm playing with a baby over here.
Is there a chance his memory
Like,
has
I'm
been
doing, like,
altered?
prestidigitation fireworks for the child.
With my baby?
Yeah.
My baby's not here, so it must be.
Great.
If you say you can't, then why can't you?
I mean, maybe they literally can't. Maybe that was part of a deal that they made with Zor.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because there are ways that we could dispel curses or magic upon them.
I don't know if we can dispel something made by one of the creator beings of the universe.
We may not.
Unfortunately, this... I have said many of time I have a deal, but I can't say with who, and I can't say what the deal is. Because if I say what the deal is, what
the deal doesn't work.
From the deal is null and void.
Right.
And what I'm trying to get is not something that needs to be null and void. It's something as precious to me as Eve. And I'm going to get her back. And give her
We're going
back
to help
her
you
sword.
out.
Then what can you tell us? Speak around the topic if you can't speak to it.
Is Zor someone who can at least be somewhat trusted?
It goes tell you what the activation for the third form of Aftercurt was.
What creates it? No, I'm aware of the properties of Soul Rend.
To get it, you have to have the tears of the dead.
Oh yes, I do recall that now. That was
Yeah, is that
mentioned.
literal? Like, do we need to make a dead person cry?
No,
or-
no,
We could
Nick,
just visit. We could just visit Spokestad.
no. Not the tears of the dead will haunt Ghost forever.
And Trover cries one tear.
I can't. That's as much as I can give you. I'm sorry, Brian.
There are alternatives to Aftercut Soul
Ellie,
Wind.
stop Tensor's disking more around the room, please. Put him down.
Hey, he's having fun. He's laughing. It's fine. I'll put him down though.
Some people.
Brian,
See, this is why you can't ever trust bards.
I can say this though. If you make a deal with someone as old as the person you're making, it might be something that cannot be broken.
Are you a Korg? If you've made a
He
deal,
just opens his mouth and then closes it and just goes back to eating.
If he's made a deal with Zor, then most likely he is one of
Well, it
these
sounds-
folks.
that's what it sounds like to me.
With that, we cut over to Inoki and Zara. So Inoki, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, well, first, how's Mom?
She's all right. I mean, she was devastated after you left, but she's glad to know you're okay. And she she spoke with the Quiet and learned a lot about what you've been up to.
Yeah, the Quiet's pretty
I know
neat.
she plans. I know she plans on visiting soon.
Oh, good. I really look forward to it. I think she'll like Nito. And Nikita and Ravna and, well, everyone, really.
Yeah. Well, you have an interesting choice in partners. I have to say, nothing against Nito, just you seem so different. You know.
Yeah. I suppose we are, but that's not really a bad thing. So, there was some more stuff that I wanted to know about. I don't know if you'll have the information or not, but maybe if not, you could ask Mom. But I want to find
Sure.
I
Ask
want
away.
to find Varix after we're done with our quest here. I got some questions for her, and yeah, I think it might be a good thing.
I don't know much about Varix, so your mom's probably a better source of info from this than me. But what I do know is that, based off of what Mom said, that when she doesn't usually talk to people, like she has a pocket dimension she lives in. For goodness sakes, like she's not gonna be, doing that and be a people person.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, she's a friend of Mom after all, so it can't be too difficult.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mom makes friends with everybody. I saw Mom once
what was it? There's this weird thing. Was it? It's been so long since I heard the story. There was there's this thing, right? You know me, like I fight monsters, right? There was this. There's this thing that like thing may be a weird thing. It was a woman, a beautiful voice, lived in the Nile. Her name was El Nadaha. Everyone was scared of her. It was like men would drown in the river trying to get to her. And like mom just walks up, makes a friend, and there it is again. Like just like everything that everyone is scared of. Just mom's their friend. It's like no matter what, like walk up to like this most dangerous beast you've ever seen before, and all of a sudden, boom, friend.
That sounds just like Nito.
Well,
yeah, so I feel like they would get along really great. Okay, well, did mom, and I'm kind of gonna look away from her, kind of down at the floor. Did mom ever say anything about my dad? About his family? Where they're from? Where I could find them or anything, maybe? I know I can't meet Dad again, but maybe his family?
All I know about your dad's family is that they're from this kingdom called Akaharian? Akaharian? Akaharian, yeah, that's it. Some kind of big, grand kingdom that's up in like the northern area, probably close to here. There's a mercenary sellsword in that area. Lived in a kingdom of people called the Mon Tamarind? Tambourine? Mom Tambourine? That doesn't sound right.
Do I have any idea what people my sister's trying to reference?
Why don't you make a history check?
Let's go. It's a nat 1.
You know exactly what they're referring to. It comes back to you so quickly that you are immediately reminded of what it is. The mop tamoxifen. Some kind of extremely powerful race that lived long ago. They were big, really big, but with tiny little heads and really big hands, and they wielded giant boulders that they would throw.
Fucking what?
Yeah. I think it was Mom Tamarind? Mod?
Mop something. It sounds familiar. The mop tamoxifen? Honestly,
That
that
might have been it.
kind of sounds like a plant.
Well, all I know is that your dad lived in that kingdom. He was a mercenary there, and I don't know much about his family.
I mean,
you know, I barely have a really good relationship with my dad. So like, it's not often
yeah.
Well, just I'm glad to have you.
And I'm glad to have you. I think once things are done here, I'll have to come visit. Spend some time with you and Mom for a bit. I don't know, maybe a year or two.
Yeah, I mean, make sure to pack some thinner clothes next time. Huh? And I'll remember if I come visit up here, I'm bringing the thickest like hide I can find.
Well, I promise it's not always this cold. It's just this region is really cold. I mean, it is called the cold after all.
Is that what this place is called? Really original,
I mean, I wasn't the one that named it, but it's nice up here.
Well, whoever did name this place, they were not thinking very hard.
Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, there's so many things I want to know, but probably don't have time for all of them. Do you have someone? Like how I have Nito?
No. No, that stuff's never really interested me. I'm there for like the fun. She kind of has horrific flashback memory. As you know, but not really about the relationship thing. Too many times that ends in fire and smoke and blood.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's it for now. Is there like any sort of like planet to planet way we can write letters or something?
Not that I know of. Although if you go check out Aldexia, they might have something.
Check out who?
It's a plane called
Aldexia?
Aldexia. It's a whole planet. Yeah, it's a whole planet. One of my friends is from there. Check it out. Maybe I'll have some answers.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Thank you. Well, how much longer do you get to be here? I know you're kind of the only one who can protect your planet, but
yeah, I've got to go. I wish I could stay longer. Who knows? Maybe we'll get another void chosen and we'll be able to take turns.
I certainly hope so. Hey, do me a favor. Give this to Mom, and I'm just gonna wrap her up in a really huge hug. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too. And remember, I'm only one dagger call away.
Yeah, I'll remember. You be safe, okay? Can't go losing my only sister.
And you be safe, okay?
I will, as safe as I can be. I've got reasons to live now.
kind of looks back out over the crowd of your friends and your family. I'd say you have quite a few.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
All right. See you later, Noki.
Bye, Zara.
She kind of just hear her drop the E. And she kind of pulls down. You see that gate appear. And everyone roll me a perception check.
Do I have advantage since I'm
That's
familiar
everybody.
with what this looks like?
Oh no, you see that.
Natural 2 for 2.
14 for Trover.
Briar's too distracted interrogating Trover.
26 over here for Callie.
How is Callie more attentive than Briar when she's playing with the baby?
I am fully proficient in noticing stuff.
Trover, Nito?
I had a 14.
Oh, Nito got a solid 21.
By fully proficient, I mean I have expertise in noticing stuff.
Nito and Callie, you both see this gate just appear. And you can see this purplish energy swirling through a black inky void. You could see these dots, like blue and green and red and white, littered throughout it. As Zara steps through, disappears in the gate, just spirals into a pinprick and disappears.
Well, I guess they really were an alien.
That was so cool.
And
Right?
that little
Did you
one
see
is
that?
why you must never confuse bases and acids.
Why are you talking to the
What?
child about chemistry?
Yeah, he's not gonna learn any of that.
It's important to start children young with the basics.
And the acids?
And yes,
Damn it.
yes. I'm so glad someone picked up on. All right, are we all ready to head into Akaharan tomorrow?
Yes.
Are we heading to Okaher and are we heading to the mountaintop?
Well, I suppose we're heading to the mountaintop first, to see if it was buried with them or if there's some clues. We suspect the circlet was last seen in Akaharan.
Well, I mean, it would be easier just to go up the mountain. It's closer, after all.
Yes, we could start with a mountain hike.
Yes. And she kind of looks out the window and can't even see the top of the mountain through the clouds.
So we're going over the mountain and possibly through some woods.
Grandmother's house?
Oh, you heard that nursery rhyme too.
I was fairly certain we were going
I'm familiar
far.
with many nursery rhymes.
My grandmother lives in Albaharan.
I was fairly...
We're going to Albaharan second.
Yeah, no, I was fairly certain we were going far over the mountains.
No, that's for the Misty Mountains. That's foggy.
That's right.
Yeah, these
I
are foggy
suppose
mountains.
we
I
are
wouldn't call
not-
those mist.
We're not crossing the rainbow.
Are we going over it?
No, well, I suppose depending on what height we reach, we might actually break the cloud fall and thus be over the rainbow.
Well, I mean, we might as well go through it then.
Well,
The mountain or the rainbow?
What are the rest of you all doing as this dinner's getting wrapped up?
Care of my child. Because somebody is trying to turn them into a bard.
Listen, I just gave them mini bagpipes and made little drums, and Moore will be fine, and he can choose his own future, but, like, he's got the equipment for bardhood if he wants. That's all.
You see more kind of pick up the bagpipe and then just chuck it out the window as the glass breaks.
A single tear just rolls down Nito's eye.
As you
That's
kind
my
of
boy.
you see a little bit of a Noki in Moore at this moment.
You know that's a good arm. If you give him a ball, that ball's probably going to go really far.
I mean, honestly though, he's got way better. Like he made it through the window. He hit the target. See, and Inoki, you should take some lessons from Moore.
How did the child, of which was not produced by Inoki, end up more like Inoki than their own father?
Well, I'm good at throwing things. Here, watch this, and I'll grab the drum and throw it out the window.
You throw the
You
drum
spent 5 minutes on that. Why you gotta throw this
roll
stuff?
to attack. Roll a ranged attack, please.
A ranged attack.
without proficiency. I assume you're not proficient in drums.
No, but I do have a +4 to dex. So I'm gonna roll a d20.
Yeah,
That's a 16 on the die for a dirty 20.
In certain parts of the Tory, this is what we call as bucket chucking.
After I throw it, I'll just look at more and be like, "Oh, did you like that? See, yeah, we don't need any bard stuff in this house, do we?"
And if you
You
use
literally have an ocarina, Nito.
and if you use your feet, it's the European version, and that's called necromancy.
What?
Yeah, it's because it's kicking the bucket.
Gosh, friggin' dang it. Briar would like to find a space and set out my crystal bowl of telepathy, and use the scry spell to scry upon my darling fiance and child.
You see the wildest hair on Gamani's head right now, just completely up in every direction, as you can see, like, from the cradle, from the crib where Willow is laying, you can see this neon disco light flashing just continuously going on, as you can just hear this high-pitched laugh scream happening right now, as Willow has figured out how to quickly change their coloration and glow of their body to turn themselves into a living rave. And it's humorous. It's also really late.
My child can strobe light their skin.
Yes.
Oh my word, Kit's gonna love that when she finds out. I just sort of, because it's a crystal ball of telepathy, I'm able to speak with the creatures I see. Mm-hmm. So I just sort of chat a little bit with Gamani and fill her in on what happened. Okay. So that she's fully aware of all the information. And then I'll speak to Willow. Oh my darling Willow.
I need you to make a wisdom saving go against the flashing lights, please.
Gosh dang it, why? That's a natural friggin' 20. Let me talk to my child.
Okay. You narrowly avoid the effects of
hypnotic pattern.
Hypnotic pattern.
Yeah, I knew what you were doing. Your father isn't here with you right now, but this is his voice. And I'm out doing some very important things to make sure the world that you have is a world full of new and novel and wonderful things. And though I can't hold you, you need to know that your father loves you absolutely and unequivocally. And we will create the best possible world for you, so that you can bring your own beautiful little lights into this world. I am so glad we sprung for the bed sheets of gleaming. And then I'll just blow Gamani a kiss goodnight and let them know we'll be heading up the mountain to meet us there when they're able to come.
All right. And with that, we will wrap up the rest of the night. Everyone goes around the rest of the way, gets a full night's rest, and as morning breaks and it's time to make the climb, we'll start with Callie and Aurora. You two wake up from your small little room in the tavern. Did you sleep all right, Callie?
You seem rather chipper for someone who's about to climb a rather high mountain.
Ain't no mountain high enough we can't climb it?
Why do I feel the need to groan at that statement?
Because you groaned at a lot of my statements? And a lot of my not statements?
You know, that's fair. How
You
are you?
okay?
Yeah. I'm just worried.
Why?
Ever since you came back with Dio, you've been acting weird, and I'm just worried
Weird?
about you.
Like, weird how? How am I... What's weird about having a little tiny dragon friend that turns into a guitar?
Well, avoiding the fact that is inherently weird, that's not what I'm referring to. What I'm worried because it seems that you're distant, like your head's in the stars or something. Like,
Actually been working on this this thing for person that I got this from. It's kind of weird, and so I haven't been like using it a whole lot. And I pull out the small marionette that looks like the human form of the advisor.
mhm.
So I did take a pact with him.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like the right time.
Darling, didn't you
What?
talk to me about the dangers of that book? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't think that maybe you could have talked to me about this first? I'm not saying that you need my permission, just
Well, like,
I would have liked to give my input.
people make warlock pacts all the time. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah. She kind of gets up and takes off her pajamas and starts getting her outfit on ready for morning. Well, just be safe, okay? I don't know what I'd do without you. And Arthur, I worry about you both.
Oh, I wonder how he's doing. They left yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the thing that we got in Alteris to talk to him?
Yeah, I do.
We should shoot him a quick message. Just let him know that we're okay and we're getting ready to head out.
Sure. She kind of pulls it out and fumbles with it. It's going to take me quite a bit of time to get used to this.
Okay, but here, and I take the phone and I pull her into a hug and I snap a selfie and I attach that to the message.
See, Aurora just was not prepared for that at all, and it just is the most like god awful pose you could get of Aurora.
Love you.
Love you too. All right, now get up, lazy bones. We've got to get ready. We've got a big hike in front of us, and you need to eat first. I know that you didn't eat yesterday. You sat there playing with more instead, and you thought I wouldn't notice, but here you are now, and you're about to go have a full breakfast.
Okay, I will go have a full breakfast. After I get dressed. And we're gonna need more coats. Did we get enough coats?
Yeah, I think we did. But I can go see about some more.
Okay. Start
Um,
getting dressed.
Hey.
Hmm.
She kind of grabs you by the chin and kisses you. You're cute.
But you're cuter.
All right, I'll see you downstairs.
Okay.
And with that, we cut over to Trover. Trover, you are laying in bed. You have been since about 4 o'clock in the morning, completely unable to sleep. Every time you start to drift to sleep, you can feel a hand, a soft, familiar hand on your face, like she's there, laying next to you. And then you go to hold her as you fall asleep, and your hands just slip through air and grab at nothing. And so you sit here, still in bed, staring at the ceiling, staring at the empty spot next to you, and feeling the empty spot that resides in your soul at the moment. What are you doing? As you now it's time to get up and get ready for this, begrudgingly, what everyone else is going to call an adventure.
He stands and he's pretty much not wearing anything at all other than a small rope necklace that has the ring he gave Eve on it. Gets dressed, sighs, takes a drink from the platinum flask that they got, and puts a smile on his face and walks out the door.
As you start walking down the stairs, you can see Aurora and Callie kind of laughing and smiling at each other and flirting as they eat breakfast, and you just feel that weight sink even further.
I immediately start drinking.
And as you hit the bottom of the stairs and you turn left to start making your way towards the food so you can get something in your system, something at all, Anoki and Nito, you two bump into Trover from walking into the tavern.
Yeah, really sorry, I wasn't looking.
Nita will just kind of look down and be, oh, sorry about that. Trover didn't really catch you there.
Oh, it's my fault. I
I
was not
just
paying attention.
I didn't sleep much last night. Inoki kind of kept me up. They had a bunch of stories about their family that they wanted to tell me. But how'd you sleep, bud? Sleep pretty well? Got a big day ahead of us.
I slept relatively okay. If you want, you can insight that.
Nita's way too tired.
Well, what's your passive insight?
Pretty good. 18.
Hey,
You can tell he is lying.
Hey, you lot! I whipped up some vegan breakfast sausages to go alongside the rest of breakfast.
The hell's a
let's come on.
vegan breakfast? That's not a cuisine I've ever heard of.
It's a breakfast.
Where's the kingdom of Vega from? I've never heard of that
Vegan.
place.
Nido, vegan is for those who prefer not to eat the product of living things.
Kind of like Tig. Tig
What?
won't eat meat because she's
Tig is-
Minotaur.
Tig is vegetarian, not vegan, but
Everything's alive though.
oh, I
Vegan
understand your point of view. However, there are others who would disagree, or not. It's complicated.
Well,
It's
they're clearly
com-
not druids, but okay, whatever. If you don't want to eat food, I'll eat the actual food.
Yeah, food is food. You eat it when you get it.
Yeah.
The number of things I've eaten at the monastery is quite hilarious.
I don't mean to knock anyone else's diet. It's just I thought it might be a fun little option in case you wanted to try them.
Hey, you eat what you want to eat. I'm not going to
I
stop you.
have nothing.
As long as
against
you don't eat my food.
I will certainly take some. Thank you for your effort in being conscientious.
Sure. I haven't journeyed alongside many of you, so I got kind of good at cooking vegan food, preparing for Tig and myself. So I thought maybe I would try my hand at it as a means to start us off on the right foot.
Does that vegan food, does it like kind of stay? Okay, like if we don't have it, like,
Does
we
it
take
keep
with us
well?
on a journey?
Does it keep well?
Actually, yes. It's a dried sausage, so it'll keep rather well.
Perfect. And Nita will just open up the snack box. Whatever isn't eaten, just throw it in here.
All right.
Aurora, are there any gaps in your prepared magic for the day that perhaps I could consider covering?
Well, I'm rather prepared for a lot of analyzation and communication. I'm not heavily prepared in terms of combat. If you would rather focus primarily on that, I have some, but most of my stuff's set up to be able to investigate or come up with any kind of information from our surroundings, and as well as navigation and that sort of thing. You know, invisibility, and as well as thunderstep. I also have Lehrman's tiny hut ready in case we need shelter.
I have the ability to use several rituals for those purposes, but I do have some combat capabilities. I was curious as to whether or not I should have prepared the ability to polymorph a creature, or to conjure very minor elemental beings, so as to maybe perhaps provide us with some fire sources of flame and creatures of flame when we are really high up on the northern peak, or high up on the peak.
Yeah, I suppose that would probably be a good idea. I have Dragon's Breath prepared, which I can prepare that in the flame-based variety.
All right.
You can do fire breath too, but it requires a lot of alcohol.
Well, I must say, I am curious to see what would happen if I would use that in conjunction. Maybe when it's time, I can cast the Dragon's Breath on you, and you can combine.
Well,
that
what
with
we
Dragon's
could
Breath.
do is also I have this really fun spell that I've been working on that lets me create and maintain a rather large ball of fire that just kind of sits in place.
I can cast the spell Fireball, but not Fiery Sphere.
Yes, I call it the Flaming Sphere. It's quite fun. And maybe if you sprayed some of your, what is that rot that you drink again, Trovo?
It's called Blackstrap. Do you want to try it?
Absolutely not.
If we have this much fire capability, I think I will prepare the polymorph spell so that we have some utility options.
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea.
All right.
How high up are we going in this mountain? Should I grab air bubble for us to allow some of us to breathe a little bit better?
Yes, I'd say you probably need that one. Good morning, kids.
You can't keep coming out of nowhere.
Aurora, are you
Why not?
prepared to dispel any magic we encounter?
Oh, yes, I'm rather prepared for dispelling, identifying, sending messages, whatever else you need, purifying food and drink, speaking with animals, speaking with plants.
I do have the ability to detect poison and disease. When it comes to animals, I believe my lovely partner and I have that pretty well covered. If you don't need that spell.
All right, I will. I think because we will be encountering possibility of frostbite, I want to be prepared to absorb the elements around us. But I will have to give up the ability to slow our enemies.
Oh, don't worry. I'm very good at keeping them in place. In fact, I have this. Anita will just take out a rather small glass orb. I have been talking with one of my friends back in Douglas. She runs a tea shop, and they have been very kind to teach me some of their new magic. And don't worry, it will definitely hold people in place. See, like, watch this. And I will just at will cast Boysenberry's Manacles on Briar.
Oh dear lord. One of boysenberries, I see. If you could release me.
Oh yeah, sure, and they'll disappear.
At least it wasn't
Yes,
the main.
you can tell
chain.
by the scent of lavender and the pink handcuffs, kind of her specialty.
The fuzzy ones. Yes, indeed.
That's actually kind of cool.
Right? Here, Trover, check it out, and I'll just do it on Trover.
He has his flask to his mouth as you do that and goes,
Well, at least I'm stuck here.
And then I drop it.
All right. So we're going up to look for the. Where is it in my notes? Oh Lord, have mercy. The grave of
Frosthammer.
Don't butcher it.
The
Don't
grave of.
butcher it.
There it is. Grave of. It's I think grave of Frosthammer. The last known individual to have confronted the long dead leader of the Mon Teminar who wore the circlet of ice. Probably. This is one potential location of the burial, right? It is debated where they are buried.
Yes, it is. It's very debated, heavily debated. But every Ganid knows.
But every Ganid knows, and Briar puts air quotes around the word knows. I suppose we search for Frosthammer and hopefully they make our job easy on us and the circlet is simply buried with him. So we do not have to journey into the realm of Akaheron, though it would be wonderful to explore the ruins of the famed Mon Teminar. Unfortunately, pleasure research will have to wait until we've completed what is immediately at hand.
Grover is currently eating like a giant plate of all the food.
Uncle, what do you
Like the
would
plate
you
is just
say-
bigger than him. Like you're Gokuing this, I'm imagining, right?
Yes.
What? How long would you say it would take us to get up to the top of the mountain to where the supposed burial place of Frosthammer is? Or has anyone been there?
It depends. Do you have the tenacity? Or are you going to need to take multiple breaks on your way up?
Well, I don't know. We have...
Non-stop at a brisk pace by a well and strong need. You should be able to make the climb in 14 hours.
No, I do have a question. How tall does the snow get? Because I'm 3'4".
Grover, you can ride on Nikita for a while, I guess. Nikita, do you mind?
Yes, with Nikita being able to help haul, I suppose we probably can't travel non-stop. But keeping a regular, a reasonably brisk pace with only occasionally maybe 2, say, breaks, and letting our tire rest upon the Iron Bjorn.
Well, that depends. Are you setting up your whole camp again, complete with that massive bed and chandelier?
No, it will not fit within the 10-foot radius of our tiny hut. Also, it wasn't a chandelier. It was.
Whatever, candelabra, whatever.
The mountain, Mount Morose, is 12,450 feet tall.
Mount Morose,
Yes.
as in, like, the word that means, like, generic negative feeling. Like,
No, that's Moros. This is Morose.
With a Z.
oh, with a Z. I
Do you
see.
know nothing of my people, Nito will say.
Your people, your benign. These are.
Well-
I Avalon was inquiring as to the etymology of the mountain.
No, I think it's Morose. I remember. But
I
Nito
just
will
was
look. Well,
like-
actually, yes, about that. And Nito will look at Revna. Darling, my love, when I get back. Oh boy. Do I have to fight somebody again to make this official, or how do I go about? Well, I want to marry you, darling.
You want to do what? With who? now, Dad. Nido, I gladly will. But I feel like you are a bit preoccupied at the moment.
Well, yeah, but when I get back, we'll talk about this. You just
Absolutely.
take care of more for me, though.
Like you need to ask.
I love you. And I'll just give her a quick kiss.
I love you too. Oh, and for answering your question, because my dad won't, 52 inches of snow near the top.
Yay! Yay!
Delightful.
You can fly.
I am curious if Armor of Agathis will help me resist the cold.
So, are you doing anything else on your way up? Before you leave?
Any other shopping anyone needs to get done?
Revna, darling, were you able to get one of those spray bottles for me, just in case?
Spray ball. Oh,
Yeah.
to moisten your skin.
Yeah, last time we went out, we ran into that dragon lady, and I.
Oh
didn't like
yes,
that.
the Magyar.
So,
Yes,
I requisitioned
able
the
to-
bottle. To,
Yes, we the shamans got together and put this together for you. And she hands you a small wooden bottle, and it kind of screws into it, this top. And when you unscrew it, it's got like this brush with like horse hair on it. And you kind of pull it out, and the brush is now wet with the water that you put in there, and you can kind of brush it onto your skin.
Thank you.
And you can put snow on the inside, and it'll melt while it's in there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Gosh, they're so smart over there.
Yes.
They're lucky to have you there.
Will you get up there and you kick that man's ass? Huh?
All right, the Yuganid will
No,
not be
have an
offended.
ass. Is that what caves are? Are caves just mountain sphincters?
Yes, they are.
That is a disturbing thought.
We were inside one for like several days a couple years ago.
We have permission to disturb the burial place of this great hero of your people.
That's what I was about
Yes.
to ask prior.
We had all already spoke about it and agreed that it is best that you all see. We do ask that you return the grave to its original state, minus whatever it is you need from it, after you're done.
I promise our utmost respect. in dealing with your cultural history.
And make sure and keep an eye out for a Dubhan. You don't want to run into it, so cover your tracks. And
Hopefully we don't have to see it, but if we do, I'll be able to take notes about it in the book I'm working on.
oh, and keep an eye out for ice wraiths too. They are quite the trouble as well.
Oh, delightful.
The hell's an ice wraith?
Ah, you never have to. Excuse me. You never have to
okay?
worry about them. Oh, slight cough, nothing to worry about. Keep an eye out for the ice wraiths. You never
I'm
have to
always
worry
worried
about
about my family.
them. You never have to worry about the ice wraiths down here, because they only live up in the mountains.
All right. And Nikita, I'm sure, will be perfectly fine.
Yes, I am prepared for this mountain.
I don't understand them.
All right. Does anyone else do anything else?
I guess that's
All right. As you all head out and start your climb, you haven't even made it a mile out of Skaldarian up into the mountains when you realize just how daunting this is going to be. Everyone, you're walking up this steep cliff, kind of cutting through these switchbacks that are going up in the mountain, and your feet are dragging through the snow, and it's only a few inches here. What are y'all doing as you're working your way up the mountains?
I think Nito is just on the ocarina, just trying to play. Like, somewhat going to keep spirits up. Despite talking all the shit about Barnes the day before.
You know, the alcohol would definitely keep you warm.
It's an artificial warmth, Trova. It feels warm, but your body doesn't actually fight off the effects of the cold.
But all I'm wearing is a vest, and I'm perfectly fine.
You also have a hardened body from your training as a monk.
Yes, I believe Briar has a point. But I may be able to whip up something here. Here we are. Trova, would you mind stepping over here to the middle?
Sure.
She kind of slaps you on the back as she casts Dragon's Breath with a fire breath, and it lasts for a. See what you. Yeah, you only get just the one. But I'm gonna rule it kind of weird. So just whenever you feel like you need to let a burp out, just feel free. No need to stifle it.
He's gonna turn to the side and just let one go.
As you all feel the heat from this rather caustic fire burp from Trover that warms you all up, but does not smell pleasant at all.
I cast Prestidigitation in order to remove the odor. It's going to get worse as we get farther north, not north, vertical.
Well, I suppose it might be able to get us something. If we do need to stop, I can create us a shelter.
As well, I can as well. It would take me 10 minutes, though, for me to do it.
10 minutes, you say?
I don't have it prepared to cast immediately, but I can perform the ritual. It will not also burn my resources.
Well, it should only take me about a minute to cast it, but if you need to cast as a ritual, that works too.
Briar will just sort of swallow at this very classic wizard banter, because he knows he's fully capable of casting it in a minute if he had decided to do so, but he elected to not based on the conversation he had with Aurora literally an hour and a half ago, and now she's using it to flex on him, and so he's just doing his best to grit through his teeth and not let it bother him.
All right, who is leading the party up the mountain? Who's taking the front?
Well, that should definitely be Nito, I believe, the most
I was
wilderness.
gonna say have Nito on top of Nikita, so that way it creates a path.
And the most wilderness savvy of all of us.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
We
Make a survival check, Nito.
Can I get advantage from Nikita?
You know what? Yes.
Thank
If you were anywhere else, no.
Good job. Here, let me help you out, Nito parent.
Yes, let me
Okay,
chart
good.
you the path. You know,
Because the first one was a 2, but the second one was an 18 for a 22.
Nido parent, if you keep strolling along towards the edge there, we will take a tumble. And while I may be okay and strong Iron Bjorn, your friends have squished for head.
Briar can fly. Nikita's a cat. They land on their feet. Or Inoki's a cat. They land on their feet, Nikita. That's how that works, right?
Yes, that's exactly how that works.
Do we hear this conversation?
We're talking in bear.
Yeah, but do I hear Nito's side, or is Nito also talking in bear?
Nito, are you talking in bear?
Talking in bear.
Okay, fair enough.
Is Nito upset because he seems to be grumbling a lot?
I cannot tell. However, it is nice that Nikita is sort of plowing through the snow.
Inoki, is Nito angry?
What? Oh, no, he's just talking to Nikita. They're speaking bear right now.
Briar,
Okay.
you now see that your eye level floating along the floor, your eye level with the edge of the snow that hasn't been cleared by Nikita.
So I can fly up to 10 feet off the ground. Is that at 10 feet, or am I
No.
not flying that?
I imagine you're kind of like drifting along the floor, trying to reserve your energy.
Oh yeah, I'm flying my normal hover level, which would be about shoulder height to most humans.
Okay.
But that's what I was wanting to clarify, as if it was at my maximum flight height or where just I was casually.
No, everyone else you're up to, and you're up to about your midsection to shoulder area.
Except Trover.
Except
And
for
he looks
Trover.
like-
Trover, we just see a spike of reddish orange hair sticking out of the snow.
Good thing Nikita's clearing the way.
And Nito, can I get you on my perception check, please? And one other person in the party can also make this perception check. No, you cannot give each other advantage or the help action.
Don't need it. That's a nat 20, baby.
Who else? would
That's
make it?
a 28.
All right.
Dude, let's go, Trover. Double 28s.
So there are a few things that you all see. One, the pathway seems to be pretty clear for the most part. Obviously, there's the heavy amounts of snow, but so far that hasn't been a real big problem for Nikita. You see several mountain goats throughout the path, the trek, as you're working your way up. You see up near the top, though, the really concerning thing that you see is you see the glisten of ice kind of hovering along, like 6 inches above the ground, just circling in a figure 8 pattern around these trees, about 300 feet further up the mountain.
I'm gonna take my weapon off. I'm not gonna knock an arrow yet, but I'm just gonna take my weapon off, and I'm gonna signal back to the party. There's something bizarre up ahead. I don't know if those ice wraiths my father-in-law mentioned, but
Trover, you see them too.
Yeah, I see them from here too, but I can't really get a good look at them. They may be the things that he was talking about.
yeah, but everybody just be on your guard.
Always.
All right, Nikita, let's continue forward, but
You.
slowly, carefully. And I'm actually going to cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
You all keep moving. You've been traveling up the mountain for about 4 hours at this point. Exhaustion's starting to hit you as your legs are trudging through the snow, and the end is nowhere near in sight. You're nowhere near the top right now. You can't even see the top of the mountain, yet the clouds are covering it. As you hit the tree and start to turn around to hit the new switch going up the top, you can see you're now about 100 feet away from that glistening ice thing that was moving around, and you can see it better. It looks to be like a being, like a pure being of ice, just hovering across the ground, circling around and minding its own business. It doesn't look to be humanoid shaped, just like a ball of ice swirling around.
Is it in like our path of where we need to go, or can
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm going to try something. Hopefully, this will startle it and get it out of our path without hitting the creature. And I'm going. What was that?
We could try to do the Nido special of making friends with it.
I'm not sure that would work with a wraith. I don't really know if they can be talked to.
Fair.
But I'm thinking I can conjure an illusion. It won't be making any noise, but it can be up to 15 feet tall. I was thinking maybe like some sort of fire creature. Just in its way, hopefully that will scare it off.
Sounds good to me.
Or we can try talking to it if that's what we want to do.
Let's try to scare it away.
Yes, if we get too close to it, if we get close enough to attempt to negotiate, and it turns out not to speak our language or be able to be negotiated with, then we're in rather trouble, aren't we? So I think your plan is quite sharp.
Okay. Well then I will use my Shadow Touch feat to cast Silent Image.
Okay.
I can create the image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than an 18-foot cube. So I'm going to use that whole 15-foot cube and just make like a fire giant or something appear.
Okay, I
It
want you
doesn't
to
make any
describe
sound.
me I want you to describe me what this fire giant looks like and what it's doing.
It kind of just like, so as I can like, I guess part of the image is I will just, if I can, I will just kind of make like kind of steam rise up from the ground and kind of like make it look like this creature is rising up out of the ground, and just, you know, like it like brings like one arm up out of the ground and like puts it in the snow, and then like takes its other arm up, puts it, and like kind of like hoists itself up, and just kind of like pure fire is just radiating from like, it's like wearing like armor, like metal armor, and like within like the cracks and the seams and like wherever the joints are, you just see fire just pouring out, and like the eye slit from the helmet, you can see like fire pouring out, and just has like a big fucking battle axe, like a great axe, just wreathed in fire.
All right. You immediately see that the ice wraith just darts after it. Darts straight after it.
Trying to attack it?
Yep.
Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things just pass through.
It just zooms right past it. Y'all can try to attempt to double time and move it really fast past it, or you can try to stealth. But it is going to go back to its original location after it notices that it's an illusion.
How fast are we all? I can fly very quickly, actually.
If I run really fast, I can go 90 feet.
It is difficult terrain.
I can. Difficult terrain slows everybody else down. I can fly at 80 feet, which ignores the difficult terrain. I believe with my blade song.
Probably not a good idea to swim through the snow.
Out of curiosity, if Nito, what's your favorite terrain?
I don't have one because I took the other ranger stuff. I took the Tasha's ranger stuff.
Okay, so you know what?
It definitely wouldn't be snow though.
I'll get you've lived up here for a while. I'm gonna do this check. DC 14 survival check. If you pass, you can reduce the difficulty terrain for this part of the climb so that everyone can move at their regular movement speed.
Can I cast guidance?
You can.
I can. Okay, so I'll get a D4 on top of this. Don't need it, baby. It's a dirty 20. That's like the 5th or 6th 16 on a die that I've rolled.
Nice. So yeah,
I'm getting all of Leaf's luck.
You kind of dart in and out, and everyone kind of sees how you move through the snow in order to take advantage of the more firm parts of the terrain to zip through. So all y'all kind of dart through in and out, back and forth as you're moving your way up the mountain. As you reach the end of this part of the mountain and start to curve backwards to work your way up to the next half of the mountain, y'all are tired. So if you would like to continue on from here, you can hike the rest of the way, and you will suffer 2 levels of exhaustion. Or you can rest here, in which case, when you reach the top, you will only suffer 1 level of exhaustion. But you have to make that choice here. You are out of range of the ice wraith. It's not going to come bug you.
How long do we have to rest? A whole 8 hours, or just
a whole 8 hours for full long rest?
I mean, Nito definitely looks a little beat after that. Like he definitely exhausted himself.
I suppose it's up to everyone what we want to do. The rest of the trek will be trying, and if we were to find ourselves in combat, it would be, we would be slow and we would be ineffective.
I definitely
sounds like we should probably sleep then.
Briar, if you'd like to cast your ritual spell, I can put an extra layer on there that will help us sleep even further.
I can either put up a dome, or I can alarm our space.
Oh,
actually,
I could take care of the alarm as well. I'm going to cast a private sanctum in order to give us an extra bit.
Alright, I will then make sure that we have the tiny hut so that we can regulate the temperature that we're in, because I can regulate the temperature with inside the hut so that it is comfortable for us to sleep. And I will cast Tiny Hut as a ritual spell.
Alright, and during this time, Aurora is casting a private sanctum. So sound can't pass through the barrier. The wooded area appears dark and foggy, preventing vision. Sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside the projected area or pass through the barrier,
Creatures in the area can be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport in or out of the wooded area, and planar travel is blocked within the wooded area.
Oh, so I
Damn.
can't talk to I can't visit, I can't scry on my family inside here.
Ooh, that
Nope.
means the Arcana cast also probably gets cut off, doesn't it?
It does.
It's gonna be so quiet. I'm gonna lose my mind in here. It's gonna be fine.
The good news is that it is comfortable. So even though we are very high up on the mountain, it is a comfortable, average 68 degrees in here.
What's the humidity though?
The humidity is comfortable by
For whom?
comfortable and dry is what the spell says.
Oh,
think
great. So Nito is just applying his moisturizer.
I think it means dry as in terms of not like wet, like not rainy wet. I would say it's probably. I mean, it's an average household humidity, but Nito might still need to apply there
Yeah.
because it's pretty dry in a cold climate in general.
Did anybody get hurt during that climb at all? Or are we all still?
Not at all. It was actually, while tiresome, not problematic. So we still take one level of exhaustion, though.
That
Which-
is under the conditions.
Which does mean that we have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Aurora's gonna cast Unseen Servant and have it start like moving the clothes and stuff like that have been like kind of like the outer layers and kind of like wringing them out and shaking them out, trying to get them dry.
Nito is just opening up the snackle box for everybody.
I'll use
Trover's-
prestidigitation to dry my clothes.
Trover's still in his same clothes. He has not taken them off.
Sure.
Oh, how big is the sphere that we're in this?
The
hut.
tiny hut is a 10-foot radius sphere. 9 creatures of medium size and smaller can fit into it. It ends if I ever leave the area. Blah blah blah.
So just kind of to help warm people up, I guess, since it only lasts for a minute. Nito will at the top of the hut, since it's 10 feet up, and it will only damage people within 5 feet of it. He'll just cast the flaming sphere up there.
Okay. Oh, do you want to see something rather cool, Nito? I think you might enjoy it.
I guess. Is this gonna hurt?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Here. And she's going to kind of teach you a magical ability using Nikita as an example. She's like, all right, here, so this is what you're going to do. All right, you place your hand here. See this incantation? You're going to read this here. There you go. All right. All right. And then she assists you in casting for your first time Beast Sense.
Ooh.
You can now add that to your known spells.
That's Beast Bond, Beast Sense. Okay.
Can you go ahead and read it out loud for everybody so you know what happens?
Yes. You touch a willing beast for the duration of the spell, up to 1 hour. You can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. While perceiving through the beast's senses, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by that creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings. So basically, I get to work.
Yes, exactly.
Oh wait, I have that actually through being a ranger. E. Wow. So wait, Nikita, do something. Do something strange. Like touch something. Like not hurtful. Or like smell something. Do I have like I smell stuff right now? Like forget.
Yeah, yeah, you can smell the rankness of Trover.
Oh. And I can still talk through my own. So I'm just deafened and blinded.
Correct.
Briar, could you do us all a favor? Could you cast Prestidigitation on Trover? It's quite overwhelmed for Nick.
I
Smell that bad.
To the bear, you do.
I press prestidigitation to adjust the odor of the area around, so it's generally pleasant to all involved.
Thank you.
And you all rest up. Does anyone else do anything else during the long rest?
No, because I can't contact my family.
Trover's just off, kind of away from everybody else.
I'm gonna try that thing that I just asked you for. What do I need to roll for that?
Roll an Arcana.
No. 5.
Yeah, no. Alright, you all rest up, relax, and recover. Benefits of a long rest. And it's time to trek again as you wake up the next morning and set out. You all continue to hike along. Steps becoming slower and slower every time. And just a little bit more groggy as each inch of snow packs on until you're trudging through, and Nikita's having to like walk on the rear legs in order to clear things and then kind of push through, and the pace is really slowed as you are now about the snow stands about 5 feet deep. Until you get to this part where you're coming up the rear part of the mountain. You've taken a level of exhaustion at this point as you were just trudging along so slowly. It's extremely hard to breathe up here. The wind howling like crazy, whipping at your face. It feels like daggers just cutting through the surface layer of your skin. You can feel the numbness on your toes and on your fingers, and it is painful to breathe every time you do. As Nikita was walking up the snow and onto the surface part of it. It's the snow is too packed tight up here. We shouldn't have to worry about having to fall into it. And as you all cut around the corner, you have your last 200 feet of mountain, and it's a free climb up. You have an almost sheer cliff. You can see handholds, and there's actually a python that's anchored into the wall about halfway up. You can see there's bits and pieces of rope that are still tied to it.
How long would you say we have to the top?
200 feet.
Oh, okay.
And about 100 feet up is the python.
Okay, so I can polymorph someone into a giant eagle who should be able to carry at least some of us. I can fly. That person can fly and carry, well, at least one person, if not two. And they can fly. They can cover that 200 feet in almost 30 seconds, less than that. So
my suggestion would possibly be turning Nikita into the bird because carrying Nikita up that
Yeah, I was literally about to say the same thing.
probably going to be impossible.
Well, that was the question: is can Nikita climb that sheer of the cliff?
I doubt it. That is a straight rock wall. Nikita, though strong, doesn't really have opposable thumbs.
I can climb, but
Yes. Then I suppose with Nikita's consent, I will polymorph Nikita into a giant eagle.
I'll just look at Nikita and be like, hey, Nikita, are you comfortable with like actual flight? I know we kind of got you gliding with the new
Yes.
armor we've got you, but this would be actual flight.
Yes, this is something that is no
It's
no
kinda
problem for Nikita. Like I can do this, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, like you're used to gliding, right? Like flying is like gliding but upward.
Exactly. This is no problem for me.
You are gonna have to carry some of our friends though. They need to get up on top of that mountain. That's where we're going.
No problem whatsoever.
What is Nikita's intelligence score?
Not great.
Well, they're gonna get smarter.
Oh no.
So I cast polymorph on Nikita. They are now a giant eagle. They have an intelligence of 8, a flying speed of 80 feet, and keen sight.
Okay.
Um,
What's everyone else doing during this time?
Trover is pulling out the 50 feet of rope.
we might want to tie ourselves to something just in case.
That sounds like a good idea, actually.
The number of times I've seen people fall down the steps up to my monastery is hilarious, but they don't stop going until the bottom, and that takes a
That
while.
doesn't sound fun.
Callie, you all right?
You know, it's very cold. It's a very high cliff. I'll like it.
Who is the least effective at climbing?
Yeah, they should get on Nikita.
It's all right. Come here. Aurora's gonna hold you, and Briar, you see her hand shift into the somatic components for a spell as her and Callie dimension door to the top.
All right. So that leaves myself, Trover, Anoki, and Nido. Nikita, as a giant eagle, can probably, in one in each claw, grab Nido and Anoki.
Yes, this is no problem for the bear bird. I am the and original bear bird. There is no other bear bird besides me.
And could Trover get on the saddle? And then Briar, you can fly, right? If you use some of your magic
might
to
be-
boost yourself.
It might be a bit harder for Nikita, even as a bird. They only have a strength score of 16 to carry 3 creatures upon them.
Trover's like half a creature.
I could probably easily fit on.
If that's the case, then yes, we are all covered.
DM, would that be something we can do? Can we get
Yeah.
Trover on the back?
Yeah, you guys can do that.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you are ready, just tell me, and we can get started.
Well, our friends have already dimension doored up there, so I believe we should start flying.
Trover, you all settled in?
Before Trover gets on, he looks at you.
Tell Nikita, thank you for letting me get on him.
And then he climbs up.
Trover says thank you.
Of course.
And this one for me, please don't drop him.
Sure. Are you sure it wouldn't be funny?
It'd be a little bit funny.
You see that Nikita kind of banks left to get a good view of the mountain,
and then banks hard right. So like it's almost a 90-degree angle. Trover, as you're like hanging on and you're like almost completely sideways as Nikita's banking around the peak of the mountain.
Oh, I am
Nikita?
smiling like wide, just like there's like the biggest smile on my face for the first time in a long time since the incident.
I am going to Blade Song to speed up, but even with my Blade Song, I am only flying at with a dash at half the speed of. I'm flying at the same speed as Nikita if Nikita is not dashing.
Well, Nikita's also taking the scenic route.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As I fly, my dragonfly wings against the air.
Hey, this is probably the highest up any ferry's ever been in all of Vitore.
As Nikita lands on the peak of the mountain, and you see this beautiful stone shrine at the top. And this singular grave. The stone slab at the top. The architecture of this alone, especially with the fact that Ganid don't use like wizard kind of magic, means that people had to have brought all this stuff up by hand. All the materials, all the tools, built it up here, and then brought everything back because they left no scraps behind.
All right.
Frosthammer must have been quite the individual to receive this kind of treatment.
You look a bit taxed, Brian. If you had said something, I could have cast levitate on you.
It's all right. I didn't expect it to be this bad, but it is going to be a struggle getting down the mountain.
Sure.
Certainly, we'll need to probably rest up here so we can reduce my.
While you get started with this, I'll get Leomund's tiny hut going.
All right, and I'll begin with a cast of detect magic ritual.
So I have spooky eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That can do that. Can I look around with my Eldritch sight?
Sure.
what magic
Do you say anything to Briar as you're doing this?
That is what I say to Briar. I have spooky eyes. I can take a look for magic around here.
That's granted to you by your patron, presume. I have the ability to read all languages.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way.
You also have comprehend languages?
No, I have the ability to read all languages via my relationship with the Quiet.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna blink and have spooky eyes.
Alright. You see one bit of magic. It's a bit of transmutation magic that's kept on the actual grave itself. And based off of it, you can presume that it is some kind of magic meant to preserve whatever it is that's inside. The only other bit of magic that you see is the shrine itself, the large stone shrine, which seems to gleam with a bit of celestial divine magic. And as you're looking at it, you're able to make out that this beautiful shrine, you can see its vague humanoid form, and you can see at the center this center dot, and then it spirals outwards until it takes up the entirety of the center of the face. And there's a singular hand stretched out from the vaguely humanoid shrine, pointed down directly at the feet of this grave.
And I do have Eyes of the Runekeeper, so if there's any language written down, I would be able to.
There is nothing written here at all.
Okay.
So we got Change It magic on the grave over there, and God magic on the shrine. And she's looking at feet. That's what I got.
You can also tell that the transmutation magic that's on the grave, if there was anything else magic-wise, the transmutation magic that's on the grave itself, because of the nature of it and its strength, if there's any kind of magic inside, it would be... How do you put this? It would basically be shielding it from your view until the grave would be opened.
Okay. Also, the Change It magic on the grave is pretty strong, so I don't know if there's anything in the grave that's also magic, because I can't see through the Change It magic.
By Change It magic, Kelly, I presume you mean the School of Transmutation?
That's the one.
Alright. I suppose we have prepared. None of it looks like it's going to explode upon us or curse us upon interacting with this.
I mean, God magic might. I'm always a little bit uneasy about God magic, but, you know, there are worse things.
Alright.
God magic is on the shrine.
How big is the shrine?
The shrine stands about 15 feet tall.
Alright, so Aurora is going to be stuck inside their tiny hut for the remainder of this investigation.
No, Aurora started getting the stuff ready to cast it. Basically preparing the ritual, but not...
but not casting it. Aurora...
Yes.
Should we dispel this magic before tampering with the shrine?
Well, my presumption is that we only need to interact with the grave. Why would you want to dispel the shrine?
I was confused. I thought the shrine and the grave were one and the same.
No, so the shrine is like a statue that's like on one side, and then the grave is on the ground itself. The grave has the transmutation magic, and the shrine is that 15-foot tall humanoid figure with the spiral on its face that's pointing at the grave.
Alright, and the transmutation magic seems to be of a preserving style. Alright. Well, should we keep Nikita as a bird to keep a lookout for the time being?
I don't think that's a bad idea, but I don't imagine we're going to get too many visitors up here.
The other option is to drop it so that they have the ability to open the grave. But maybe we should use gentler hands. Trover?
Yes.
Would you like to do the honors, so to speak?
Oh, where's the grave?
The statue's pointing directly to it.
I'm gonna go over to it and just start. Before I start digging,
Does it look dangerous if I touch this?
So you would see that it's basically built like this stone box. So there's like this lid that you could either lift off or break.
can it be pushed to one side?
No, it would have to be lifted off. Or broken.
Well, I'm gonna need help lifting this thing off so it doesn't break.
Alright,
so that way we
Team
can
Lift.
put it back on.
I just know that I should not be the one to do it as on account of, and Briar just gestures to his diminutive size.
I'd say if two get on that end and two get on this end, we should be able to move it hopefully easy enough. So, I say
best I
Callie.
can do is Fortune's favor.
Well, I was going to say Callie get on this side with me and Anoki and Nito on the other side, and we can kind of move it over, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds like a good plan.
What's it
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic plan. And Aurora's going to kind of put her finger on one corner.
Aurora.
Briar, make a perception check.
Perception check. Oh dear. Not skilled at all. 6.
Are you gonna do a levitate?
You see her kind of twinging her left fingers, and you see just she pokes it, and the thing just lifts off of it. Oh, look, everyone, I'm doing it. Super strength and all that.
Trover still has a hold on it, so he's floating.
You know, you could have warned me ahead of time.
Oh, sure.
It's not funny if you get a warning.
I'm glad that your sass has survived the cold.
Hey,
I
look,
was
everyone.
hoping to preserve our magical resources whilst we have the capability to do things by physical means, but
Oh,
I suppose that is easier.
a second level spell is not going to hurt me, especially since we will be resting up here.
Yes. Hopefully we don't get attacked in the meantime.
Foreshadowing.
Snow wraiths!
So, what's down here?
Yeah, can we now
What
see...
do the spooky eyes see?
And are there any languages?
Stairs.
Mm.
Stone
Magnetic.
stairs.
How far down do they
Fucking
go?
knew it.
Alright.
How far down can you see?
I can see in
60.
magical or regular darkness up to 120 feet.
60 feet for me.
You can't tell.
So it's deeper than 120 feet.
Well,
We'll
looks
go-
like we're about to go into the heart of the mountain.
Into the crypt?
Would this make us
You
Tomb
were-
Raiders?
It would make us Tomb Raiders.
You know, Revna did want me to kick this mountain's ass, so I guess this is how we get to its ass.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Solus have mercy. I will cast... you know what? We'll just go ahead and do a second level armor of Agathis on myself.
You can see Aurora still concentrating it as, like, should I close us in?
Oh dear. I guess it's either close us in with the stone or close us in with the snow.
Right.
Say close the stone after us. That way nothing can come behind.
I
But-
will say that this stone weighs about 450 pounds. So if there is 50 pounds of snow or more on this stone when we come back, I will not be able to lift it like this.
I will drop probably more on Nikita. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I decided that Nikita had already landed before you took that, before you said that.
I mean,
In case
Bri-
you undead polymorph has
Briar would have waited just for Nikita to be on the ground.
Nikita has the flying armor. It'll
Yeah,
be
I
fine.
would have waited until Nikita was on the ground and wanting to get into the tunnel, but not be awkward bird.
Alright, yeah, so Nikita kind of looks at you and looks at the edge of the mountain and looks back at you, Nito.
You're not jumping. No.
At least let us come back one time and let me glide all the way to Skullgarden.
Oh god, yeah. When we're done, we're flying all the way back home from up here. Are you kidding me? And if you do it without me, you're grounded for 2 weeks.
All
I
right.
will find out if there's gonna be stories of a flying bear. Trust me, I'll find out.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom saving throw for Nikita.
Dang it. We are. I don't know if we can. I mean, I suppose we can dig our way out of snow better than we can shove off a giant.
Nikita
cover.
jumps.
Gosh,
Manic
dang it.
manacles. Boysenberry's manic manacles.
Is there a saving throw?
Strength saving throw against the DC 16.
Gotta be kidding me.
That succeeds.
Gotcha, bitch.
What happens?
As he goes to take off, like he jumps up in the air and just these manacles reach out from the snow and just bring him back down.
Oh, you could have let me. You did fine.
What did I say about doing it without me? Huh?
We have to go into the crypt, Nikita.
What if you put it at an angle next to the tomb so that way when we come out we can put it back and it's not covered in snow?
I will leave it up to you. Just let me know what to do.
Yeah, we should leave it partially covering so that
I
we
like
can explode maybe a bit of fire to melt the snow to help us lift it. but any other creature wishing to come after us will have to remove it themselves.
All right, well, everyone inside, so I only have concentration on this for 10 minutes.
Yep, we all head
Come on,
inside.
Nikita.
As we
Nikita?
are very decidedly exhausted. Did we get any more levels of exhaustion after climbing the mountain?
Nope, you're still at the 1. As Aurora kind of lowers it down and leaves just the corner of it open, as you all are now inside in the dark. And before any of you start with the dark vision, I know who has dark vision.
We all know they all have dark vision. We're actually
Aurora's a human.
So we're at a total of 2 levels of exhaustion, 1 for last night and 1 for today.
Yes, that's correct.
Aurora is a human.
Trover just lights a torch and is holding it up, and he's like, I gotta be careful not to burp around this.
Should I make us a little bit stealthy, or should I wait to cast that? It only lasts for an hour.
I'd wait. We might not need it.
Okay.
As you all start walking and walking and walking down these stairs.
Keep walking.
It's pretty tight. It's only about 3 feet wide in here.
Oh, so we are moving single file.
Yeah.
Trover's in the middle, so that the torch goes forward and back as far as it can go.
And as you keep walking, as you take one final step, you cross into flat terrain as you all walk into this open area, and as soon as that last foot at the rear hits the ground, a ring of fire just erupts throughout, encircling this 300-foot spherical room, completely spherical, smooth, completely.
Not hemispherical, spherical. Like it dips down into the ground.
Yep, it dips down into the ground too. You can see it because where you're walking, you see it kind of connects like a small bridge, right? And then there's a small circular pedestal that's about half of the size that takes up the middle of the room, and the small bridge that connects you to it. And in the center, there are 7 stone thrones.
Well, I was under the impression that these thrones were metaphoric. To be entirely honest, this is a bit fascinating.
Yeah,
and
they did feel like a story element, huh?
Fucking bards.
Oh,
You know you're a bard, like, come on.
Would that make Nido a crystal bard?
7 stone thrones in the center of this area of which a bridge is breaking into the. Can I do a quick?
So right now you're still standing on the bridge. Are you going to move further into the room?
But no, not yet.
Okay.
Very decidedly not yet. I would like to do a scan and invite Callie to do the same with their spooky eyes.
Yeah.
Of the room to see if I notice any sort of living thing or movement. Perhaps the evidence of a trap.
Make a perception check.
We're looking around.
Can I do an investigation for the traps?
You can make a perception check first.
My
17
perception
for
check
Trover.
was
Natural 20.
26.
Natural 20. You see a couple of things of note outside of the 7 thrones. One, you see in the center of the 7 thrones is a small blue pool of water. 2, you see that up in the top part of the spherical room, you can see several bats that are hanging upside down from that area. 3, you can see that the thrones have carvings on them. But you can't make out what they are from here. And lastly,
And you can tell that from underneath, heat, hot, extremely dry heat, like that of lava.
So we have 2 levels of exhaustion, which means we have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get a natural 20, I got a natural 1.
Well, Callie still got pretty decently high.
Yeah, no, but between
I
everyone
got
here,
a dirty 20.
but between everyone here, you can all put that together.
Alright, so there's carvings on the back of the thrones that we can't make out, bats hanging from the ceiling, and a pool, like a little font with blue water in it. Is it unnaturally blue, or is it just blue? Like,
Very unnaturally blue.
and is there any magic here, Callie?
Callie, the 7 thrones are completely coated in every single school of magic, as well as the pool that's in the center.
Is there magic? Yes. It's all the magics. It is a veritable rainbow of magic. All of the thrones and that pool there. Very vibrant. I have
so
to
you're
shut this
saying-
off. I'm gonna get a headache.
So you're saying they're rainbow thrones?
Okay, let's approach carefully. Can I roll investigate for traps as we are approaching?
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
All right. I hate being exhausted. That's a 10.
Doesn't seem or feel like there's any traps.
All right. I will still cautiously approach.
As you move forward, the carvings on one of the thrones lights up as soon as you enter past the threshold of the thrones.
Can I draw a crestfall?
Sure.
As I just want to have my sword ready. And by just out of chance, is it glowing?
Crestfall is glowing.
We're not in moonlight. This shouldn't.
Do you go and examine the chair that's glowing, the throne?
I'm going to ask Inoki to step forward with me, if they would be so kind.
Yeah, I can do that.
A second throne lights up as the Kusarigama of the moon starts to glow.
Oh, it's never done that before.
This is it, everyone. These are our thrones.
That's interesting. Does any of this like hit Trover from the previous circles?
No, you're in uncharted territory.
Nito's gonna pull out his weapon to see if it glows.
Nothing.
All right, let's go check out the carvings on these thrones.
As you move close to your throne, what you can assume is your throne, Briar, is it's glowing. It's glowing since you walked in. You get closer, and then out of the ethereal, you can start to see a vague humanoid shape sitting in the throne. This very casual, knees tucked in, hands crossed in the lap. You can see this woman just kind of looking at you. You can see this long horn growing out of the center of her forehead.
Out of the center, like a rhinoceros.
Yeah. You can see, you can't really make out any coloration. She looks to be extremely pale green throughout. Huh. Took you long enough. Jeez Louise, I've been dying in here. Well, actually, I've been dead in here.
Are you past Moonwalker?
No. No.
Are you the Frosthammer?
No. That's over there. No, I'm
Over where?
I'm one of the original protectors, one of the original 7. I've been waiting for my replacement, and no replacements came. So,
How many circles? Or do you know of the circles?
yeah, I know. You know what it's like to be so old, so incredibly, dangerously old, that the fact that time keeps restarting over just doesn't register?
Trover's
No.
gonna try to hide the look on his face of like, yep, to this ghost.
This is it.
I'm Araxia.
Araxia.
Mhm.
Can I spell that for me,
That is
please?
that is IRAXXIA.
ARAXXIA.
Nice to meet you, Raxia. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah. So,
Is there a protector on each of these thrones?
there is. So, I guess that makes you the balance, huh?
Balance.
That's right. It's yours now. She kind of taps it and stands up, and you can see a crescent moon that is balanced on the tip of a blade.
What does it mean to be balance?
Oh, well, each of us represent a thing or an aspect or what have you, based on who we are. And all of us working together is what protected Vittoria for as long as we did. Now, maybe y'all will do better than we did, huh?
What's the pool at the center?
Oh, well, that's that's a whole hoot and a holler of a conversation. Maybe it's best you go and get to know everybody else first before we start that convo. As you can
I
see that there are 2 other chairs that are lit. Besides the one that you were paying attention to, and the one that Anoki's paying attention to.
2 chairs that are lit besides the one for the Kusu, and for the Crestfall. And there doesn't appear to be any figures in the thrones that do not have any lighting up.
They have not been approached yet.
I will just sort of move one to the right, or run, I guess, clockwise around the circle.
Are you going to the next lit one or the next?
I'm going to start with going to just the next regular one and investigating its symbol.
You see a symbol of a fist driving through stone.
Is there any indication as to what weapon might this be associated with?
Make an insight check.
Any other carvings? Well, I have disadvantage on everything, so that's a natural 1.
No idea.
Well, excuse me,
Yeah.
Araxia, was it?
Yeah.
So, our buddy there, he's balanced. You said.
Yeah, that's what
So-
I was. And
So, what do like the rest of these mean?
oh, yeah. Well, you've got power right there next to me, and then on my other side here, you've got truth. On the next side over there, you've got honor. The next side over there, you've got wanderlust. That next side over there, you've got love. And that final side over there, you've got hope.
That's interesting. Trover's gonna walk to the next lit one.
You are standing there, and you can see a hand clasped in another hand as a sigil.
This has two hands clasped together.
And you can see that this is the one that lit up when Inoki walked through.
Inoki is love.
I always told you were so loved, darling. And this just proves it even more.
If you say so.
No one appeared to speak to me when I moved to the power throne.
Nope.
Is there anyone sitting in the throne that I'm looking at?
Is it just you that's right there?
I thought Inoki went over to theirs.
Inoki, did you go over to the one that lit up when you walked through?
No, not yet. I'm hesitating a bit.
Okay. How about the one that lit up when you walked through, Callie?
Kinda staring at it.
You can see it's on the opposite side of where you walked in. Like right the opposite of the bridge. And you can see the sigil on it. The sigil on it is that of a humanoid form standing at the beginning of a winding path.
And I heard our friend over here, the deceased, say all of the things about the throne's aspects.
Correct.
I'm gonna look at Aurora.
Alright.
Well, that one lit up when I walked in. And it's a person in front of a path.
I think it might be important for you to go and see what it's about.
Okay. I'm gonna take her hand in mine and kiss it, and then I'm gonna go approach that throne.
As you do, you notice, Briar, out of the corner of your eye, one of the chair lights flicker out, and there are only 3 now. And as you get close to it, you see a mountain of a Ganid man in that same ethereal green shade with these large horns on top of his head, this extremely long scraggly beard, and him just kind of leaned on this giant warhammer.
Aha! So, you must be the new Wanderlust.
I guess?
Well, I suppose I've done you a great favor and collected all the things that you'll need. Look in the pool behind you.
Oh, I did. It's very rainbow.
Yes. You see, I took it from that bastard who stole it from me. Kept it safe here after I died. So,
Oh. Kinda sucks that you're all stuck in here instead of living afterlives. Once everybody has a throne, are you guys gonna go?
yes, we've been waiting for our replacements to make sure that they receive everything that they need and the instructions as well. You see, we wanted to make sure you understood how the thrones work.
Yes, that would be absolutely delightful to understand.
I mean, they're chairs, right?
Who?
You sit in them?
Well, it's probably more than that, Callie. It's not some simple crown from which we rule, right?
It was a joke, Briar.
Always the brains, aren't you, Balance? That never changes.
Who was that friend that has blinked out just now?
Oh, a choice was made. The seventh, that which walked in here, their destiny swapped with another. You see, the seven are never concrete, they're fluid and changing. So, with your decision, he looks over to Aurora, to let those live the way that they want to, without controlling. It was that steered you away from power.
And what corresponds to power? Would that be the crown of flame?
That is correct.
And then Kali here is to receive the circlet.
Yes.
And when
Which is in this puddle over here.
Our friend Antigone who wields Valro Dash, are they honor?
Hope.
Vaz Rodesh's hope.
Yeah,
To try it-
definitely, we need to write all this information in the book of note sharing.
I
So
am.
we-
Briar is obsessively noting. So then the Kusarigama of Solus would be, so if Va Erdesh's hope, Wanderlust is the circlet. Sorry, I'm gonna think out loud just for a second here. Love is Kusu of the moon. I would guess that the Kusarigama of Solus is the fire that reveals all truth, and the Trident of Deep is the honor of the sea.
That's correct.
All right. And the seven that protect, must we remain here?
No. This is a junction point. You see, the pool eternal will be able to help.
Pool Eternal, the thing behind us.
Wanderlust, if you would retrieve your circlet.
Oh, yeah, right. Do that now. I'm gonna go over to the pool.
Don't fall in. It looks rather, and I'll look around at the ghosts. Deep.
You hear a whisper in your ear, Briar. It's like, hey, do you think that's safe? Well, it should be fine. And for a second, you thought you recognized the voice.
Did it sound, oh man, is this cardamom or
Make an insight check.
Araxia, was it? It's right here in my notes. Araxia.
It was definitely not Araxia's voice.
I rolled another natural one. That is 4 or 5 tonight.
You feel like you should remember that name. Like it was an important person that you should remember. That voice was important. They had a big impact on your life, but for some reason, you can't remember who. You can't put the name. You can't put the voice to the name.
I am
the face even.
too tired to remember. Damn it! If this is Deirdre and I'm mad, I the player am angry. But Briar the character is literally exhausted. So
you go to like look at the person that was standing there, who was whispering it to you, and there's nobody there at all. All that's left is a faint like rose hip smell. That's it.
Callie, I would advise you. or forewarn you that this is more than likely going to be a trial of some kind.
Oh no. So do I just like dive into the pool, or what's the deal here?
It's like a shallow basin, right, that you can put your hand in. It's not something that you can submerge in, correct?
Yep.
I mean, magic is magic.
Just
grab
in
it.
case
Okay.
something happens. Here you go, Callie, and I'm gonna cast air bubble on.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna reach in and grab the thing.
You reach into this ice cold water, extremely chilly, and you grab that circlet and you can feel the frostbite immediately on your hand as it extends across your body.
Okay.
And you lift it out of the water.
Fine.
And all of a sudden, it's not cold anymore.
Oh.
As the water splashes and hits every single chair until you can see the water swirling around you like a cyclone, spiraling around you incredibly fast.
So I was right. It's a good thing you didn't die.
It's a good thing I didn't die? Well, thanks. You're a crazy person, and I appreciate you.
And I will say, that circlet is extremely heavy.
Yeah. I look back at Aurora. Yeah.
These thrones, they connect each of our domains. There are 7 locations throughout Vittore. These thrones are linked to the pool eternal, connected to the well of eternity, which grants Vittore all of its life. Magic here is strong, not like other places. And so, to defend against great threats, we must be able to wield great defense. From each of our positions of power, our abilities and scope is exponentially stronger. Here atop this mountain, Callie will be able to control all of ice and snow in Vittore. All of it under her possession. Under her control.
So when we stand at the locations of power across Vittore, the abilities of these items themselves also get heightened.
Exactly. Now you may be wondering why this seems so intertwined with being like the quiet, or like what do you call her now? The cold. You see, we've been out of power so long that other things have had to take over our previous jobs.
The quiet, the progenitor of all of life on Vittore,
No,
replaced. Oh,
no, not like that. Beings like that. You
The
know,
god-
your gods
god-
and demons and serpents. They have to
full
protect
double duty.
and such. Whereas the cold represents the wilds of ice and snow and Arctic winters and such. You will be able to wield those as a defense or offense, not control winters like the cold, but control ice and snow in order to defend or protect. Same with all the other weapons and their ties to the thrones.
Where are these other 6 locations? Other junction points?
There is one in Wolate Kesk. Another. It's been so long. Not even sure if anyone remembers what it is even called anymore. I heard last that it was destroyed. So. Are you familiar with the kingdom?
The Kingdom of Valinor.
That's correct.
We're
There is a junction there as well as in the bottom of the ocean, near where the small settlement of Albaherin was started. Is it still there? Last I remember, there was 150 Vanai that lived there.
Briar will sort of chuckle. Small settlement no longer. Thriving people.
There is another near the great wirewood tree.
Though in Telmoren.
No, that's the world tree. No, this is the great wirewood tree. It's close by, near the verdant expanse. It's
The one in Douglas?
the one in where?
Never mind. It's too old for you. Or too new for you? Too new for you. Yeah.
The 6th is in the area that you all now call the Radiant Expanse. In my day it was known by a different name, but... And the last I suppose you should probably go and talk to. And looks across at the other throne that is still lit, that Inoki's kind of been hesitating nearby.
Yeah.
I think Nito's going to walk over and grab Inoki's hand.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna slowly walk over to that last throne.
You see an absolutely gargantuanly huge buff crocodile like person that is sitting in that throne. I need to make a history check, please.
Peachy, yeah, I can do that. Nope. That's gonna be a 4.
You have no idea what you're looking at.
Hello?
Hello? I'm Ms. Baco. You are?
Oh, I am Inoki Zakaria. So, you got any kind of wisdom for me?
What would you do in order to protect your those you care about, those you love.
Well, let's just say there's not much that I wouldn't do.
Then you have all the wisdom that you need in the world.
Really, I don't feel very wise. No idea what I'm doing most of the time.
Well, maybe you can seek the wiser people of my kind in Kagarin. But the Misanka are not known for their wisdom, but they are known for their love of their people, their clan, and their home.
Yeah, that, I guess that does kind of sound like me. I'm gonna turn and look back at Nito and then the others.
Nito just smiles.
Yeah, I suppose I have started find those that I care strongly about.
Well, then I suppose that all we can do is help send you on your way. Make sure that you can keep defending those that you care about and keep doing what you need to do. So, may we serve our purpose one last time, eh, folks? As you see both of them, all three of them reach at the pool of water that's spiraling around you all. You see them part it like curtains, as you can see the deep city of Albaharan, bold and beautiful, glistening bright and golden. As it kind of just shoots closer, as you can see, you can just stride right through here and be right inside the bubble, right in a walkway. It's here that you'll find deep, and you'll need it. And once you have, you can find the junction point there and figure out what it is you all need to do next. It's important to learn your powers. It's important to learn your connection with all of Azizmeh. It's important to know that you've been chosen by something great and big. None of us were. We created these as a badge of office for those of us who would come later. You all. We created all this for you and tried to do what we hoped that you all would do when you lot came around. I hate to be the paragon of love here, but stick to each other. Believe in each other. And have faith.
Yeah, I think we can definitely do that.
Definitely try.
If it's all the same to you now, I think the three of us would like to rest.
Well, before you go, thank you for everything that you did
Yeah.
before you died, and to wait for us, the ones that are gonna take your place.
Oroxia, which is your junction?
The Kingdom of Valinor. She kind of saddens herself a little bit when she says it, as she has been made aware just now that it's no longer a kingdom.
A good people has come to take their place, even if it still mocks a dark period in history. I pray that you can find rest.
I hope so.
And go to be with your people.
I will. And when it comes time, and you've earned the titles that come with those badges, and come with these thrones, and you are chosen, use your powers to protect Vittore and everyone else out there in Naz's mare that needs protection.
Did you just say chosen?
As they all three fade away.
Oh, dang. No, I'm not the only one that recognizes the curious overlap between that and the language of void chosen.
You know, we should probably go through this portal. Who wants to go first?
But
I mean, I'm in.
Well, if that's going to Albaharan, and you see Nito just... Let's go, Nikita!
Yes, let us go. Let us go, Nido Parent.
We'll have to inform Gamoni of where to meet us,
Yes.
but we can do that when we rest.
Which we can get much better rest in Albaharan, probably.
Correct. I lead the way, as it were.
Rory?
As, yes, let's go. She kind of grabs your hand. You see she's kind of shaking. You can see the tear on her eyes right now. Let's go. As you all jump through. And that's one of tonight's session.
Awesome.
Thanks everybody on Twitch for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Friday for Tales of Vittore, episode 32, Countess of Blood.
Oh dear. RFE to friends.
RFE.
Yep.